What's up, chat? Good morning, good morning. What up? What up, what up, what up? It's gonna be a good day. Should be a very good day today. A lot of volume. Yeah, CPI. Interesting. Good morning. Wix in the building. Damn, you're up early, Wix. Hey, we got 200 in here. We're starting at 196. $50 likes. Nah. We got 200 viewers. We're gone. Yeah, there it is. All right. What up, chat? Boom, boom. Goes there. Then this goes here. Oh. What'd I do? There we go. All right. So, what up, chat? Good morning. Good morning. Welcome back. Brand new day. What's up? What up? What up? What up? All right. Oh, my mic's fucked. Okay, there we go. All right, so today should be very interesting, chat. First off, you got CPI today. Yeah, USD CPI at 8:30 a.m. Eastern. They are expecting good numbers. They're expecting good numbers. I think yeah, so they're expecting good numbers here. But that's gonna be at 8:30, so let's see what happens here. But yeah, actual grade and forecast is good for currency. They're expecting 0.8. Let's see, might come on positive, might come on negative, right? But I think they're heading more towards the keeping the the CPI up. Raising the CPI index. All right. So you have that 8:30. Just be aware of that if you're trading gold today. Be aware that at around 8:15 8:30, that's when you probably want to, like, you know, if you're in a trade, you probably want to manage your risk, get out the trade, or, you know, stop breaking, or whatever it is you gotta do. But just be aware if you're trading gold around that time. All right, you can trade gold before, right? Obviously, we'll be looking for trades before. But at around 8:15 to 8:20, 8:30, that's when you want to just be aware that of the CPI news. All right, it's gonna be interesting today. Yeah, and then you have unemployment claims as well, and they're expecting good numbers. So they're expecting good numbers all around today. Or sorry, no, they're expecting bad numbers for unemployment claims. Sorry, bad numbers for unemployment claims and good numbers for CPI. But yeah, that's gonna be at around 8:30. All right, so you have 2 hours till then. But yes, let's take a look at gold and GJ. So I think we're gonna start off with gold today because, you know, gold is our main focus today. Today you got, starting off with the weekly. The weekly looks like we are obviously, like, we're still above this resistance here. I think at one given point today, the weekly candle did flip bullish last night. At one point, this candle was looking, it looked like it flipped bearish, right? And then it just kind of reflipped here. So, I mean, we're still bullish for the week. And we kind of came up top target, which we talked about on Monday, and then we started to reject, but which we can still drive here. The only issue I have here is that if price were to make all-time highs, it's gonna be kind of tough to trade, because when gold makes all-time highs, what's the target gonna be? What target are you gonna have? You know, like, all your targets are gonna be all like guessed and predict. There's no like data to back it up. There's no data to back up your targets, right? You're just gonna be kind of having mental targets, and, you know, what are even mental targets? Doesn't make any sense, right? So that's the issue with gold if we were to break all-time highs over the next couple of weeks or so. But let's see, daily looks like we are, I mean, daily was bearish at one given point, right? So like daily candle yesterday, we discussed how we closed below this range here, and you have a high chance to come down towards the next support, which you did. Their first day target got tapped there. But looking at this, like, it's very similar to last week. The last Thursday's candle did the same thing. You guys remember this right here? We're in a bullish trend, right? Price is bullish, and then we closed bearish here. So once you close bearish, everyone was expecting price to come down the next day. But then what that candle did was it held support. It kind of created a support right here, and then from that support, it closed bullish support, and then the next day it drove up. This is the Friday candle. So similar to this, like, if we can maybe close bullish today, like today, if you want buys today, there's no clear direction for buys just yet. There's not really a clear direction right now where price is gonna go. I believe for buys, you're gonna need this daily candle to really close bullish here. So if we close bullish today in 10 hours, then tomorrow's daily candle will most likely pop up to retest the highs, and you have a more confirmed strong day tomorrow. Tomorrow's Friday, yeah. So wait, tomorrow Friday? Yeah, tomorrow's Friday. So it's gonna be interesting how we close today. Today should give you that sort of direction, but for the most part, like right now, it's kind of tough because like the weekly is still bullish, but the daily is bearish. So we're in a weird like bubble right now on gold. But I mean, still tradable. The ranges are still there, and you can definitely still take buys for a day. Dropping down to the 4 hour time frame, looks like we are. Sorry, yeah. So if I want buys today, I need a range 2 breakout, right? If I want buys, I need a range 2 breakout since it's going against the bias. And if price does end up holding the support here and it does start to push up, you're looking at targets to be like 2060, 2050 levels here for the day as we're holding that support, right? Treat this as a mini range here. And if this is the bottom of the range, you have a high chance that today's candle will drive up. But I'll say it's gonna be, you're gonna have a more clear path tonight during Asian. You have the daily, the 4 hour here on gold here closed bullish here. So here's the thing, I think I discussed this during London. So I saw this during London. We had like a range right here, right? This is the range that you had during London, and this is when it got tough yesterday. So remember yesterday during New York, we ended the stream and I was like, yo guys, this is gonna be tough here because we're in this range now. There's no direction where price is gonna go yet. So I said wait for a couple more candles to close on the 4 hour, and then eventually you'll get more sort of direction. And what happened here? That candle closed doji or bearish, weak bearish. Next candle closed bullish in the range, so nothing happened. We didn't break out, we didn't close below, we didn't close outside, nothing. We're still in the range, and then this candle right here broke out. So once this 4 hour candle here broke out, what that indicated was that you have volume now, right? Although it closes bearish, there's a slight chance we're to drive down more than we were to drive up, but that candle either way would give you volume, right? So once this next candle closes, this next bullish candle right here closed bullish back into the range, this is sort of like a range 2 fake out, right? This is like a kind of like a fake out now. So as we're breaking back into the range, you would now expect the next daily candle or the next forward candle to drive up to fill the range. And that's what price did. The price kind of just came up here and it just popped up, filled the rest of the range, came back and tapped 2000 levels. And that was my target for the lens session as we were to break back into the range here. You got a closure above this resistance over here, right above here, and you also got a closure above this support here as well. So this is like your 4 a.m. candle here, your 4 a.m. candle that drove price up, and then as we drove up, kind of just filled the range. That was clean traffic. You had a minor resistance here, but overall, as we're breaking back into the range, the whole range should get filled, and like that's sort of what happened with gold last night. So yeah, that range got filled, and now we're breaking out this range here. So as you can see, we're breaking out these levels on the forward candle. The forward candle looks like you have nowhere to go but up now, right? You're looking at 2020 for targets now. Look left. As we're breaking above these wicks here, you just have clean traffic driving price up. So I would expect price to drive up now to the top of the range here. You're looking at 2020 get tapped here. Looking left, this is all clean traffic on the forward candle. So if I want bias for a day, I would want to see us break above. I mean, this is your next resistance here. This is the issue now. So wait for this hourly candle to close, and once you close there on the hourly at 7 a.m., if you close above this range, the next 1 hour candle should pop up to the top of the range. And that should take you to 2017, 2018, which is roughly the next 4 hour resistance, right? So go back on the forward candle. Look at the story the forward candle is trying to tell you. Look at the direction price is trying to go, right? This is all clean traffic. We know that 2017 is the next resistance. That's where we're headed to. Now, all you need now is a closure in a 1 hour. And then once you get that 1 hour closure, you should be good to drive further up. Like the range going up is 150 pips here in this area. So just if I were you guys, I would wait for this hourly candle in 16 minutes here in 15, and then we should be good. I kind of want to kind of push up a bit more, like maybe to 2011, and then start to pull back, and then start to reject as this is the last 15 of the hourly candle, and then you can sort of get like a wick fill or like a closure above, something like this on the next 1 hour candle, right? Well, this is what you're kind of expecting price to do here, the next hourly candle to drive further up to the top of the range. So 2017 should get tapped there. Just wait for this hourly candle to close for entries. That's what I'm waiting for here. And then yeah, that's it. That's the buys I want probably. So just above that resistance here. I think there's a minor like 30-minute resistance over here. So let's just mark this up here. It's no difference really. It's the same idea overall. It's the same 1 hour 30-minute resistance, but this should give you a lot of volume here, and this should just drive price up. I don't see why not. Yeah, but you also had a range 1, you had a range 2 breakout too. So this is your support down here, this is your resistance, this is your first range, and this is your second range. You broke above here, now you should drive up. That's the range 2 breakout. So clean. But yeah, that's gold for me. All right, so buys above here. Buys above here, closure. All right, targets are gonna be 2017. Should be a pretty chill day. And then how come this is here? I don't want that. All right. Next up, you got GJ. So GJ for the day or for the week here looks like we are pretty bearish for the week, right? So this is a weekly candle closed below the support last week, and this week I'll expect the price to drop down towards the next level of support, which is going to be down here for the weekly, right? 150 levels for the week on GJ. Price kind of came up, it's creating a top wick here. At any given point, this candle could still flip bearish to drive down today. All right, the weekly is definitely bearish, but the daily is bullish. The daily closed yesterday bullish back kind of in this range here, and I mean it closed in the range, right? And it closed bullish, so overall you are expecting price to continue up. But if you pay close attention, this daily candle here has no top wick. So since we have no top wick, the odds of this candle driving up today is a lot lower than it's like a 50-50 candle now instead of like an 85% to drive up, right? If we had a top wick here, I would say that okay, you know what, maybe we can drive up, tap next resistance here at 154,500. But since you have no top wick, it becomes like a 50-50. Odds are very low. And with the weekly being bearish though, I wouldn't even be surprised if we start to flip on a weekly. But I mean the 4 candle closed bearish here. 4 candle created resistance right around here, closed bearish, started to reject. So if I want sells today, I want to see if we could probably break below just resistance over here. If you can break below 152.235 today, then I can probably expect price to drive down towards the next support, which is down here at like 151.800 here. All right. So the range going down in this area for sells today on GJ would be like roughly 40 pips here. Not bad at all. But you're gonna need a closure below there for price to really drive down. All right, anything in this range here is a no-no for me, and buyers will probably be above like 152.995 here. So that's my kind of like my directions for a day. My ranges I have marked up here, and then buyers target would be up here at like 153.546 with the day bias being initially bullish, right? And that's the next resistance up there. Makes sense. But yeah, this range here, try to stay above. Just be careful in this range here. It's a very tough range to be in. I would say you have a more direction, you have a clear direction once you break below 152.235 here. That 235 mark will be the root break of the day of lows today, and it'll be the break of the 4 lows. So you can probably expect price to flip bearish as you break below those ranges. Should be clean overall, right? And as you come down to tap target at 151.806, the weekly would then be flipping bearish, and it will start to drive further down for the rest of the day if that was the case. But yeah, that's the day. All right, chat. Pretty solid day. Yeah, CPI too. So let me just go ahead and mark that up as today's focus. Yeah, CPI. USD CPI at 8:30 a.m. Eastern. Damn. So I was right about last night. So last night I discussed during London now in the Discord, and we were talking about it. Where I was like, okay, so if they're expecting CPI to be good numbers, what did I say again? I said something. Let me check. Yeah, I said how, okay, so like, how did I jump to message? So this, I said if numbers for CPI come as expected, good, then we can expect price to push up until CPI. It is at 234, right? And then for CPI, if numbers come out good, then gold should drop again. And it'll line up perfectly with the wick on gold, because the daily candle had no top wick, right? The daily candle had no top wick, and now we're kind of coming out to create that top wick. So if CPI comes out good, then you're expecting price to drive down. So that made a lot of sense. Kind of played out. This 4 candle back into range was just kind of like a cherry on top. It was just so clean. Clean. We saw CPI is good. Well, here's the thing, like I'm not gonna directly gonna have buys and sell stops, but what I will do is we're gonna take advantage of the volume. So when news comes out, boom, news come out, whichever direction it wants to come out as, we don't know, right? But whatever direction price leads it to and numbers come out as, we'll see it and we'll take advantage of the volume. We'll wait for the 15 candle close, 3rd candle close, whatever, wait for a 9 a.m. candle, and then boom, we'll take the trades according with price action, which should go along with the fundamentals as price finds a direction. Because it's very tough right now. Like price doesn't know where it wants to go yet. Like I say, we should tap like 2017 here after we get a 1 hour closure, and then from there it would just be tough. It would just be spending the rest of the day or the rest of the until CPI within this range here, and then I'll say CPI will determine if we're gonna break above, or it will determine if we're gonna break back into the range here to drive down. Like bot tweaking? What do I do? Yeah. (2018 2010 level hella strong gold. Yeah, but as we're breaking back into this range here, like I believe like this range should get filled. I'm pretty confident this range should get filled 2017. This next 1 hour candle should just pop up after creating a bottom wick, depending on where we close in 10 minutes here. It should just pop up like so to fill the range. Like this range should get filled, but it gets very tricky after it gets filled. Like after it gets filled, like where we're gonna go, like what's the price gonna do then? And that's the issue. But this range overall, as we close back, we should be breaking it, and then we should be good to drive. Like look at the 4 hour, look at the daily. It just has nowhere to go but that resistance. Look left there, right? Just pay attention to these candles here. Look left. This is all clean traffic here, above that wick right there. From here to here, that's your bread and butter. This is what all price action traders wish for every day. Clean traffic. And it wouldn't have been possible if yesterday we didn't come down yesterday, right? And I said it yesterday too, like I missed the gold sells, or I don't want to say I missed it, but like I didn't take any gold sells yesterday, or I saw the whole thing play down and catch anything. And then today we can take advantage of this range going back up, and we're using that push down yesterday as clean traffic to kind of mirror those candles to the left. I personally want to see us close like above 2005 here. 2005.800. That'd be lovely for buys. It looks very similar, chat. Like look what happened down here. It looks very similar to this. Like this is the same concept here. You had a range, right? This is the range. You had a breakout. You had a breakout. You had a correction. This is a correction. And then look what happened at the end of the correction. You have a support form here. You have a support form here. This is the fake out. This is a fake out, and then ripping back up. Price gonna rip back up, and it should fill this range. And as price continues, it's just gonna rip further up. It's the same concept. Yeah, but fundamentals today are gonna be interesting. 830 USD CPI. Oh yeah, I got clear trades taken. That was yesterday. You know what's insane, chat? The fact that like we have this is insane. You know, like this compared to last year's numbers were nowhere at all. It just shows like how much we improved over the course of the year with fake outs and impulse entries, you know. Insane. This is the paid signals. Not bad though. You know, 32. We actually had box lists for lunch session, and then we deleted them because it was like the end of the 4 hour candle. I'm like, you know, fuck it, I'll wait for NY. And then we kind of just missed the whole 100 pip move, but it's alright. Not bad though. Not bad. What up, Wix? Yo.
What's the deal?
Gold buys back into the range.
Why'd you delete your buy stops?
Because those we had them up from 4:30, and then the last 15 minutes, those are the last 5-minute candle we pushed. I'm like, oh, I'm deleting them, waiting for the hourly candle to close. And then boom, this thing just bop. It's alright. It's alright. It was such a clear read though. Like, look at the 4 hour candle. It was so clean. Such a clean read. What up, Tyler?
So I don't get upset. Like these things happen, and I know I can repeat it. It's not like, oh shit, like fuck, when am I ever gonna see this again? You know? It's like, no, I can repeat this tomorrow.
Hey, oh yeah, breakdown. Yeah, the breakdown is done already. Just go back a good like 20 minutes. We did the breakdown at like 6:40. I'll type it here. So, gold breakdown, gold top down, at 6:40. That's too long, right? Damn.
Jan banned me from the Discord. They banned me for no reason. I won't even talk. I just want to see people's analysis.
I don't know why you got banned, brother, but I don't know what you did, but they banned you for a reason, so I don't know.
Floor KT, I don't know. Is that somebody you know? Was that like
I
a
don't know.
paid member?
Nah, I don't know. I think last night, like, he was talking in Discord. I was talking to him. I was talking about him about positions, but I don't know what he did. What happened in the last CPI? Last CPI, I think numbers were bad. I mean, numbers were good, but it was a lot lower. It was 0.6, so like it's kind of increasing. They're expecting 0.8 again. I wouldn't ban him, but never lost. What losses would you recommend for a $1,000 account? 1 or 2% risk per trade. That's what you want. It's whatever you prefer, honestly. Like, you can risk 10%. Like, if you're comfortable risking 10%, 5%, 4%, whatever you prefer, like whatever you're comfortable with, just it's okay. You know, like there's no like set parameters. There's no right or wrong in that. It's just in terms of think of it as a long-term game though. Like you don't want to be risking 10% because man, you lose 10 trades in a row, or even 4 trades in a row, your account's kind of gone. It's gonna slowly drift away. You know. Yeah, it's struggling to close there. Like we really gotta close above this 1 hour resistance here. This one right here. That's what I want. If you close below, it's probably gonna be 80 move. Yeah, you should be good. This is the same range we've been looking at for the past like 4 days, I believe. Above 2005. $20. Will we close above? I want to close a little higher in this, man. I have to close above, Chad. If I close right resistance, then there's no trades for me. Like, there's still a chance you can still drive up. Don't get me wrong. It'll still be a 1 hour closing bullish because it's closing above the most recent resistance. But for an extra confirmation, like, I really want to see us break above this resistance overall. And yeah, we close right below it. So right now, no sells just yet for me. I'm going to be waiting for this next 30 close probably. If you draw this support right below here, this 30 close respecting that support. And I guess if you break the 30-minute highs, you can probably drive up still. Be a 30-minute starter play. It's not bad.
Yeah, but the higher time frames were respected, no?
The 1 hour close above the most recent resistance. It's respected this, but it closed above the most recent here. I mean, let's look left. This is a bad resistance.
It's so funny. On Trader's Domain, it closed above both of them.
Oh, really? All right, so trust TD.
Actually, no. I'm lying. I'm sorry. I'm lying. That 1 hour closed right at it. But the
Yeah.
30 closed above.
I mean, it should be fine. Looking left, the last time you closed above this range here, over here, like 2003, you drove up. So I believe the 30-minute starter play is valid here. Just wait for a decent bottom wick. Yeah. Let's see.
Look at that bottom wick rejected right off the support.
I want to see this tap like. Man, how big are stops?
25.
40 pips.
50.
Previous 30. Our current candle is gonna be 38. Previous 30 is 50. TP is 90 pips overall. Man, I want a bigger bottom wick there. I really want to see the bottom wick come down to like 2003. 2003.750. And then I'll place my buy stops. I don't have any buy stops yet, chat. Any trades last night, Wix?
Just the Asian one.
Not bad.
Just the 16 or the 17 pips in Asian.
Mm-hmm.
And then I went to sleep and I woke up at exactly 4:30. Gonna get that steeper wick.
Yep. Should get it.
Might break the previous 30 here.
Yeah.
And then still come up.
Yeah. Because the 1 hour is down here, right?
And exact, yeah.
And the 30 is a bearish candle anyway. So like, yeah, it should fill that wick regardless, and then just it can drop further. Just to reject.
As long as it's gonna respect the 1 hour, yeah.
Yep.
And the support over there, there's a support that's lower that it can reject off of.
Yeah, you break this high, you should be gone. Like you have a minimum of like 16 pips here to that next minor resistance. So you can move stops to break even there, close half there, and let the rest run for like a 100 pip runner here towards 2017. Like this 4 candle right now has nowhere to go but 2017. Just look left, right? All clean traffic. Well, especially if you re-break the highs too. That's the buy stops that you want.
Okay.
Oops, sorry, my bad. Yeah, I was saying it should create a nice 1 hour bottom wick here, and then once you break the highs, you should be good. It's gonna be re-breaking the 4 hour highs too, so it's gonna be nice. Is that the bottom wick? Did it even break the lows? I did. Okay.
It's on lows, yeah.
Interesting.
Buy stops.
Man, I wanted it deeper than that. I mean, this is the second time it's re-breaking a low, so if it reflips bullish and breaks the highs, that should be the bottom wick, and they should just be gone from there. Stops are gonna be 39 pips here. TP is gonna be 90, 97, 95 pips overall. All right, this 30-minute candle closed bearish, but it's respecting the support now. So if this candle holds support and breaks the highs, you're gonna be gone. All right. All right, chat. I got buy stops here. 2008.245. Buy stops are placed right here. It's the break of the 1 hour highs, break of the 4 hour highs. Should be good overall. If we re-break the lows, we're gonna have to just adjust the stop loss, because right now it's gonna be a 40 pip stop loss, but if it comes further down, it's gonna be like a 60-50, right? So wherever the low is of this candle. Setup type is going to be 1 hour close above 1 hour.
If it breaks the hourly highs, it's gonna go quick.
Yeah.
Here we go, steep wick.
Yeah, that's perfect. That's even better. Yep, 2003. Can we tap 2003? That'd be amazing. If stops get too big, chat, like let's say stops comes down to like, I don't know, like 70 pips or something, then I'm just gonna delete sell stop and buy stops and just wait for like a third closure or something instead.
Perfect.
Oh, there we go. Entry type is going to be break of previous candle high. Chat, don't jump the gun early, okay? Wait patiently and wait for this candle to actually break the highs. It's not valid until it actually breaks the highs. So times to trade at 7 something. I'll just wait. Yeah, so right now stops are going to be extended. It's going to be around 46 pips now. Because we don't know where the low is, right? We don't know exactly where the low is. But what we do know is that once you break this high, this is the current lows and should drive. Yeah, you have news at 8:30, but we should be up by like 7. Like we should be up way before news. Should be a quick push.
What if you take the break of the current 1 hour high? It's 20 pips to fill the wick over there to the left.
I'm trusting the 30-star play. This is actually the chair on top. What are you gonna do to flip it to 1 hour highs?
Not the flip.
Is it 20 pips really? Holy shit.
Yeah, it's 20 pips from the re-break of that 1 hour high to the previous 1 hour high. Which it should, if it re-breaks this one, it should fill it, right?
I mean, if it breaks this, yeah, it should come out to fill this range, but...
And you could be already 20 pips, you know, ahead at break even there.
20 pip difference. Stop's gonna be like a lot smaller than stop's gonna be like 37 pips, 38 pips. I mean, yeah, it should rip. I don't know. I'm gonna have the previous high for now. I might adjust it, but
Depending on the wick.
yeah, depending on the wick here.
I see.
Because the last thing I want to do is I want
its own high. It's just get caught in the wick.
in the flutter. Like I don't want it to flutter in this area, you know, because it can just flip and then just range, and I'd rather just break the highs, just be clean to go. Because the highs is also the 4 kind of break of the highs, so it's just I don't know. It's not bad. Maybe yeah, you can do half and half. That's not bad. Like half on a break of 1 hour highs and half on a break of previous 30-minute highs, previous 1 hour highs. Yeah, because if it flips, it's in the fill as 1 hour wick, right? Makes the most sense. These counts are start to reject now at this minor support level looking left to create that bottom wick for you. What's your exact price? Yes, today's price is not today's price. My exact buy stop is 2008.23. 2008.23. What up, Marcos? Marcos is just chilling over there in the PM. Jet lag? Damn. Gold spreads? Right now gold spreads are 1.3 pips, 1.1, 1.5. Like I haven't seen above 1.5 for gold in a while. 1 pip right now. GJ spreads are 0.06 pips, so not even like half a pip basically for GJ. No commissions on gold too. Come on, win-win. You should be good. What was that trade we took during the last trade we took on stream? Was it? It was this one, right? March 4th? It was this one. March 8th. What was that? March 8th. Where was that? When did we take those gold buys? Oh, right here. At 2017. Makes sense. Oh, yeah, the resistance is a lot lower back then. Yeah, this closure right there. I said, boop. What day was that? That was 2 days ago, right? Yeah, that was Tuesday. Wow. I feel like a decade ago. Change of command. It's Blueberry Market. How is Blueberry Market the broker? It's pretty good. Pretty good. Okay, so right now stop's gonna be like 56 pips, 57 pips here. If you come down the break below, I want to say like, I don't know, like the 2001 mark, then I'm just gonna delete buy stops and wait for like a smaller stop probably. Like 1 hour highs, yeah. If you guys prefer 1 hour highs, use 1 hour highs. You're saving like a good 19-20 pips there anyways, right? At the wick fill you can go break even instead, which is a win-win. I might adjust that. I might move it down to the current 1 hour highs. I'll let you guys know what I do. Comes down to how 15 closes there. If we close respecting 2004, 5, 9, 7, I'm gonna move it to the 1 hour highs. Current 1 hour highs. But we gotta close respecting this 15-minute support, which means we gotta close above the support. It will drop to 1975, trust me. If it drops to 1975, it drops to 1975. We'll catch some sells within this range here. From 1992 to like, you know, 1985. That'll be the sells we'll catch. But, you know, just because we have like a certain bias doesn't mean like that's a bias we're gonna marry. It's just if price does what we expect it to do, then check, we'll in. If doesn't, then chalked. We kind of just drop the analysis and we wait for sells below these ranges down here, right? Because the day bias is still bearish for me. Like the day bias say for me, at any given point, this day can flip bearish. It can drive down towards 1947. That was my initial first target, second target. So if that happens, then you know we'll be in that. But that's how trading is. Like you should have multiple ideas. You shouldn't have one like married bias or one idea. You should have multiple ideas, and if things align, then you're in. If doesn't, then you're not in. You wait, you scratch the idea, and you move on to the next idea. Change the link? Yeah, I can't. I will after. I wonder if Blueberry has referral links. Man, today's gonna be a wild chat. I'm pretty sure the chat today is gonna be on one because of CPI and everyone's just gonna be so like. Yeah, I might delete buy stops here. Stops gonna be way too bigger. I'm looking left here. Like this bottom wick can possibly come down to like these lows here. So maybe like if it comes down, if it breaks this low here, because right now I want 1 hour highs, right? So if you move it to the 1 hour highs, and you break that low, I mean, if you come down to that low, it's like a 60 pip stop loss, which isn't bad. So you're kind of saving on the stop on the risk here on the stops. $19.97. Just let me down here. Ooh, it's gonna be a 97. It's gonna be 84. But 97 will be breaking the 1 hour lows. If it breaks 1 hour lows, chat, I'm just gonna delete buy stops, because if it breaks 1 hour lows, then you can probably just drop further, and I'll probably wait for like the next hourly candle close or next 30-minute candle close. Stops below 30 candle. 2002. Let's see, we didn't break yet. I'm looking left, like I'm seeing this over here, like I'm seeing the last time we closed back into the range over here, price kind of just came down, and like these are levels it can't reject it off of, right? And that's sort of like the 1 hour lows too. So if we start to reject here and start to push up again, we should be good. Yeah. Good morning, Ted. Is this the same zone as yesterday? Yeah, exact same zone. Look at the forward candle. It has nowhere to go. Like once it re-breaks the highs, like nowhere to go whatsoever. But 2017, like 2015. Yeah, if I were you guys, trading GJ is gonna be very tough. Like, please wait for this range to break out. It's there's no like clear direction right now in GJ at all. It's very tough.
Down.
Yeah, no, but we didn't break 1 hour lows. My stops are still here.
I don't know about these 100 pip stops.
70. I have 1 hour lows now, or 1 hour break of the highs.
Ah.
Yeah, if you want, like this 30-minute count is it has 10 minutes left. If it can pull back and close above like 2003, you can use the current next 30 lows if you want. But if it starts to rip up now, like I mean the 5, it starts to close the next 5 minutes. If it closes above, the next 5 should close above as well, and then 7:30 should close above 2003, and then you're looking at the next 30 to close respecting to drive up, and then that should be before 8 a.m. But this 5 year, I believe it has to close bullish for that to happen. If it doesn't, then it's probably gonna rip down and create a steeper bottom wick. Look at the 5, it's kind of just balancing into these areas there. If it breaks its highs, I can say confidently that we're gonna close above on the 30. Yeah, I was saying the same thing. Like last night I discussed it too. Like during London, we were talking about how like CPI, they're expecting like really good numbers today, right? And it makes sense. Like if price comes up today to create that steeper daily top wick, which it did from London, and then CPI just drops price again. Like you should get this fill before like 8:30. Because the daily's still bearish there, right? How do you manage trades when in drawdown? I'll let you guys know how I manage to trade like on stream. Yeah, this is good. 30-minute count's gonna pull back here. This 5 minute is gonna break the highs very soon. If it does that, then this 30-minute count should close above the next 5, and then this thing should just rip up. This 30-minute, the previous 15 has no bottom wick as well, so it makes sense. It makes perfect sense there. You break 2006, you should be gone. Stop loss is gonna be like roughly 72 pips here. TP is gonna be up here for 100. I'm gonna probably go like a little small risk since the stops are gonna be kind of big. Use risk management tool? No. You can use magic keys, pretty dope. I just kind of enter positions on my phone usually most of the time, so there's no EAs for me for that or anything. What's your TP Wix?
100 pips. 2016. 2017.
2017 for me. How big are stops in the previous breakout 1 hour highs?
90, 100?
90.
100 pips.
I mean, you gotta adapt. Like, these are just the ranges now. Damn, it's 5. Did 5 break the highs? It did. This 5 has the closed bowl. Yeah, like you break. Yeah, I agree with that. Like you break this 1 hour low, it should just drive down to create create support somewhere, and you're looking at, I don't know, like 1992 probably, right, to get tapped once this low gets broken here. So that's why our stop losses is gonna be the current kind of low, or at least we'll delete buy stops if it breaks that low, because then the trade will be invalid. We'll move on to new ideas. Five minutes left for a third closure. It's gotta close above 2003. Yeah. Like sells me today, chat would probably be below I don't know, maybe below 1987 or below 1995 to 1987. This range over here, it's not bad of a range. Like if I'm taking sells today, like what I might do is I might not even take sells and just wait. Like even if we get a range to a breakout, wait for CPI to come out, and then because if I don't get these buyers now, then I'm just gonna wait for CPI probably. CPI 830 in about an hour.
Slice the fuck out of my hand.
You're good?
Yeah, I was making breakfast.
Yeah.
Yeah, previous 1 hour never broke.
Nope. I really want this 30 to close respecting that support though, like above 2001 or even 2003. I think above 2001 is fine. There's like a resistance here, right around here. So if you close above there in 2 minutes here, this next 30-minute candle should just rip up or reject out that support and then just continue to push up like this.
Half risk.
Yep.
People are like, half risk? He's putting up half his account?
Yeah, this 30 close is above that support. This 15 will close is bullish. The same level.
Oh, I can't even roll now. What kind of shit is this? What am I supposed to do with this?
Just took buys on rejection at 1997, 2002. Risky but played out. I thought you said you weren't looking for buys, Skyrim. Looking good. A minute and a half left. Looking solid. You should get the drop before ADM. Like ADM price, if it activates, you know, if you actually flip and activate like before ADM, like we should travel to minimum at least like 2011 before ADM. And depending on how New York opens, we should continue. Ooh, we might activate now.
What?
Yeah, price is close to activating, man.
Activated?
No, not yet. Very close. $3 away. 3 pips away.
It's coming back up.
What up, pal? What's going on? Yeah, the good thing is that this third is unclosed above, which is dope. 5's unclosed bullish back into this 5-minute range here, so you can kind of look at it as like a, it's like a fake out. This 5 minutes should just pop up to the top of the range, and then as you pop up, the 30-minute would then be closing above the range, and then this thing should just fly once it breaks the 1 hour high. Yeah. So last guys is gonna be 74 pips there. So pretty big stops, but you know, just manage risk accordingly. He's gotta adapt, right? These are the ranges that Gold's gonna give you now. Like minimum stops for every trade now is like gonna be like 50 pips, 40 pips. It's gonna be rare for you to get like a 10 pip stop loss trade. Maybe during quarter four last year. Quarter four last year, yeah. But at the end of the day, like, you know, like this candle could be anything. This candle could be 100 pips or 5 pips. Like it's still the same structure, same idea. Still the same price action.
Yeah, exactly. As long as it's following the same price action.
Okay, cool. It's 30 close, respecting that support. Should create a bottom wick and then fly from here. Like once you break the highs, it should go up for that wick. And then once it breaks the 1 hour high, the previous one, that 2008, it should just fly up 2009 and then eventually 2011, etc.
We're gonna have the advantage of the wick.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't open that great. Are you on the hourly?
Yep.
Look
Current
at
1 hour
30.
highs. Yeah, 15 closed bullish. 15 closed bullish and the 30 kind of just respected. So that's what we were talking about earlier. Mark is on vacation. He's not coming back till like for 12 days, I think. He's not coming back to the 20th or something.
Exciting.
Yeah, no, he's in Europe. I want to go. I can get my invite.
Mm. Going to Vancouver, right? Vancouver's like almost Europe.
No, it's not. Vancouver's like going to... I don't know. I don't know what to compare it to. It's just Canada, though. I want to leave this country.
But it's so far away from home that it might as well be Europe.
Yeah, I think basically going to LA.
Like if
Yeah,
you
it
fly
is
the
pretty
other
far.
way, if you fly the other way from your
Same
place,
distance.
from Toronto, same distance as you were to Vancouver, you'd be in Europe.
Can we activate here? Yeah, 5's pushing. 5 is pushing. I think once you break through these areas there, should be good.
I'm about like 2 pips away. Five pips.
While stop loss, current candle lows. Current 1 hour candle lows. It's me 70 pips. Once we get activated, I'll have it on my screen, the RR. So just be patient. I want to have the RR up because people get confused. People just enter positions as I have the RR up. I'm waiting for this buy stops to get activated here. Just read the right hand side here. It says buy stops here. It says all that good stuff over here. And I'm in.
And slipped.
Nice. So gonna buy here, chat. Gonna buy here. Stop loss is gonna be the current candle low for like 75 pips, and TP is gonna be up here for like 111 pips here overall. This 4 candle is also gonna be rebreaking the highs very soon. Once you rebreak this high over here at 2008, it should just rip up towards 2017. Like that's why our TP is there. All right, next resistance. It's a 30-minute starter play. 1 hour close above the most recent resistance. Looking left, you have clean traffic until overall like 2009 and eventually 2017. Yeah, slipped.
Yeah, 5 pips.
5 pips. I got entries at... Oh, yeah. It's about a bit. A tiny bit. A pip or two. My entries at 2006.77.
I got 2006.
On Blueberry Markets.
87, but it was set up 2006.2 and activated 2006.87.
Did you go half on the break of the highs and half on the previous break of the highs, or just one entry?
No, I had one entry on. Well, I always do half and half, but both of my halves are on the break of the current candle high, and not the previous. So I'm in already on both.
How come not the previous? That's too big?
I wanted to take advantage of the 20 pips that we're gonna get. If look how big this wick is that we came down and formed. I figured it's gonna have no problem. If it reflips, it's gonna have no problem filling this previous hourly wick. At which point we're like 15, 20 pips in profit. Now it's like gonna be 15 or 16 because of slippage. But I don't see it having a problem driving up anyway. Like, look at price action. Look at the hourly candles. Look at the amount of orders collected here. Look at the wick created. 2019, 2017 shouldn't be a problem here.
You might run some trouble at 2014, but overall, like that around this range should get filled. This whole entire range.
Free by then, and it'll be house money.
Yep. I think my stops to break even will be at like 2000 and like the break it is high probably. The break it out wick.
Gonna be very quick.
Yeah, 2008. Yeah, chat, just be cautious here, right? So once you break this high right here, it's gonna be a quick push up. Just expect a lot of volume to come, and that should be the main push of this trade. I think some people have basils here instead, so
yeah,
you might get slipped.
Well, we got slipped. We're already in.
Yeah. There it goes.
Kind of happy that like your broker and my broker slipped together because that kind of validates
Mm-hmm.
what they're both doing, I guess, for the liquidity provider.
And managing risk,
Chat.
guys, like managing risk, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna be I think once if the 30-minute candle were to flip bearish now and break the lows, that's probably when I'm gonna be managing closing half or something at that point. But maybe we shouldn't get there. Should get this.
I'm going break even at 20.
All right, there we go, chat. We're gonna be breaking these highs here. I'm gonna be closing half right here and moving my stops to break even right now, because this high right here, this wick, is gonna be a resistance on the smaller time from like a 15, 5-minute, 30-minute resistance. So it's break even. I'm gonna be closing half here at 10 too. It's locking in the position.
You already got it?
Yeah, I got 20. I got 10.
I got 9.
Really? I got 10. Like, what do you guys can do? Like, this is just how I'm managing risk. Like, you guys can just let it run still. But we discussed that earlier. Like, once we break the highs, we're gonna be risk free. Yeah, this 5 should close in about a minute here and should just rip up. Wait, didn't it break the highs? I thought I broke the highs. Oof.
I got 9.5 on the dot. 9.4.
My spreads are smaller than yours too, right? So
yeah,
my spreads right now are.
My TP was like, it would have hit it. Like if it hit 10, it would have hit TP.
My oh, there we go. Yeah.
There we go.
My spread's like 1.8. All right, chat. Yeah. At this point, I mean, I'm closing half and gonna let the rest run. All right. So risk-free trade, and now it's just house money. You are tapping that minor resistance here, so just be cautious. Be cautious this level, but overall, I should run towards like 2009, no problem. Like this is all clean traffic here. I don't see this candle flipping bearish if it wants to drive up. This is all clean.
Yeah, I closed 10, 11 here.
Nice. I really want runners, man. I want to hit TP 2017. Give it to me.
I mean, it's very hard. Like these runners are coming at the tip of the wicks, and we keep rejecting.
Yeah.
So we just need some volume to just push it like a monster.
There it is. There's a push.
15 here.
Yeah. Everyone should be risk free here, you know. Yeah. Can we get 30 pips? All right, there you go. Yeah, nice. That was the push I was talking about, right? So that was a break of the highs. Now you're tapping this amount of resistance. If you want to close, if you haven't closed partials yet, you can close another half right here, or you can close another percentage right here if you want. It's up to you what you want to do. You know what? I think I'm gonna close another 25% here and let the rest run, securing like 30 pips. Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna close another percentage here. Cool.
So it's market execution, volume. Go to half your volume and then you close sell, right?
Yep. All right, now we got runner chat. Let's go.
She's a runner. She's a track star.
Hey. At 25. Nice. The streak continues. The winning streak of ours continues. Undefeated for the month.
Yeah, I'm not closing another half. I'm just gonna.
I just closed because I mean you have news in about like 4 to 5 here, and this is some decent resistance here. Like looking left, we rejected a lot of times here. I'm just gonna close another partial with the rest run. Like the rest, I'm just gonna let it run. I'm not gonna touch it at all. Not gonna trail it. Nothing. Just gonna let it run. Entry or TP.
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah, the 5's coming down here.
Yeah. This 5 is gonna probably create a bottom wick. If we survive this bottom wick, we should be good. This 5's gonna pull back here.
Nope.
It might tap these levels here, and then if it rejects, we're gonna survive. If it doesn't, then break even hit. And at that point, you're gonna want to wait for the 1 hour candle to close, because we're also pushing into the last like 15-minute candle of this 1 hour candle here. So expect a pullback on this There's alley candle. Damn, we closed 75% perfectly. Perfectly. Yeah, I hit break even, chat. So break even hit for me, but we did get 75% closures on 25 pips, 30 pips. Not bad.
Spam some fucking dubs. That shit was quick, but we got a dub. That's another win.
You got in at 2008 and now 2009. Yeah. Yeah, pretty simple day. I mean, pretty simple trade. Not bad. Maybe I should just put this. What time do we activate at? 7:30? 7:30, 3, 10, 22. Gold buys. Breakout. Break of current higher low. 1 hour time frame. Half. Close half at. I want to say 75 or 25 and secure
time to run.
25. Not bad. Record is 701. Not bad. It's gonna run again. Yeah, it's probably gonna run. This 5-minute came down, created a bottom wick. I say once it reflips, it should be gone. But just be careful here, chat. You're also tapping these levels here, right here, looking left. Just be aware of this resistance, these ranges here. You really want to see gold on this alley candle close above this range now. I say if we close above 2010, the next alley candle should run up before CPI for a quick grab before the news, but be aware of that.
30 never had a bottom wick. Might close doji.
Yeah, Ted had a buy stop. Ted told you guys his entry. His entry was like 2008. He said he's gonna have buy stops about 2008.
I think it was on the break of the candles of the wicks for exactly 10 pips. I think that's what he did.
Yeah, with the break of the previous 1 hour high.
Yep. Because there was no traffic above that. Look, it's just a clean range all the way up, so I can see why we would do that.
Tess, I can use the link if you want to join. Up to you.
Solid, completely solid.
Plus 25. 25 pips.
And if you had an expectation of if you had an expectation of it doing this and driving up, you had to be aware of what's going on, prepared, and actually taking advantage of it as it was happening, while it was happening. Like, we planned this for the last 40 minutes, an hour.
Since start the stream, all right?
Started the stream, like, and if you don't execute on what you've been planning, then you're that 90-year-old that Gary Vee talks about, living your life in regret.
Blueberries.
Blueberry. Well, blueberries, sometimes I trade strawberries. You ever trade strawberries? You should try it.
That was perfect management. Perfect.
Okay, look, it's coming back down. You guys, like I told you, it doesn't have a bottom wick. We need to, even if it does come up, this 30 is going to need to form a bottom wick probably.
I think this hour count is probably going to close doji or something here. And then you can kind of move your resistance up to here. Maybe if it closes bearish and have this as a resistance, and you're going to need closures above here instead. If that's the play.
You ever notice that? How if you have 2 candles in a row that don't have a wick on one of the sides, that's a doji candle on the hour.
Yeah,
because on the bigger one.
Green counts backwards, right? It shows that.
So you can kind of see it when a doji candle is going to form once you've had like a formation of a candle or two.
Hey, Ted's here.
Yeah, I don't blame him. I'd rather speak than have to type out all the nonsense. That
when Ted comes, man, it's just like, I don't gotta speak no more. I just gotta chill, and he takes over the show.
I mean, because the day's done, right? I mean, the show's not over,
done,
but basically, like, prime time is done.
Yeah, it was pretty easy. I mean, I think if everybody saw that rejection from the downside, because I even said it's going to tap into this area over here. So you go across here. As soon as it starts to pull back up, you knew that it was going to fill this wick here. Like it was very, very obvious. Who cares what it does afterwards? It's the idea of all these orders come in, push up, get to the top, which was this area over here. This was your exit, because you can see here there's a bunch of wicks here. You drive through this area, which Don said and Wick said that it was going to be a quick push because you're going through that zone. it was textbook. Like there's nothing more you can do about it. Like what would you stop? Where would you take? It's like you just execute based on the flow of what's happening. And then you exit. Like everyone exited at 2009, you're fine. Like you don't care what happens now. This will probably drive back up. Put another buy stop at 2007 then. Like you can see this, like if you want another entry, you can see exactly where you want your new entry. It's just the same spot that it was before. You just wait for the trade. So put your buy stop over here. The next hour candle, if it's going to pop up, it's going to do this. It's going to drive up. You're going to fill this area here. It's the exact same trade. You don't need to worry about a stop loss because the momentum of the wick from the downside is going to push up. And it's going to just, your candle is going to end up looking like this. It's going to hit your take profit. And then if it pulls back again, who cares? Because that's exactly what happened here. Because you would said, okay, well, how am I going to get this trade? Buy stop here, drives up, close over here. And now if it pulls back down, I don't care. It doesn't matter. Even if it goes like this now and it drives down here, it doesn't impact me. And this is, as a trader, you let the trade come to you. It's very straightforward. Because think about it this way, with all this momentum here, do you really think that we're going to hit this over here before we hit this upside here? It's just, you just have to think logically. If all these orders are being collected from this downside, they have to go to the upside for at least a bit. They have to at least come to that new high. It's the same thing as if we have a rejection over here, right? Where are all these orders going? Like all these orders right in this wick here, where are they going? They're going down. So you know that you're going to fill this area. It's just a matter of time, right? So you have to think about it. You have to think logically and say to yourself, where are all these orders trying to go? And how can I take advantage? So now your buy stop is above this area here, or your sell is below this area here. But for a sell, I need a rejection back into this area here. And then once I know orders are collected in this area here, I know they're going to go down. Where's my first stop or my first take profit? Probably over here. Why? Because this is the bottom of these wicks over here. You can see there's like a little bit of a support. So I know that I can catch this amount of the trade. And then like Don says, as the trade matures, you let runners. And now what you're doing is you're mirroring this candle. If we're going up, we're going to tap into this zone over here. We know that we're going to tap into this area over here if we're going up. We can just see where price has to go again. So just plan out accordingly. It's not difficult. You're not doing anything special.
Such a simple trade.
Mm-hmm.
What stops did you have for that trade? Like, what were your stops? No,
I didn't have a stop. No, because I said buys above 2008. I set it up in the top. I said buys 2008, and then I said if not, it'll be sells below 1997. I had said that even before when it was at 2005. Because someone said so simple. Yes, after you make money and never tell anyone how. I said it. There's up in the chat here. Let me see if I can quote it. It was way up at the top, like
you definitely said something.
At 725 or so. See, the thing is, like when people talk about stop losses, your stop loss only matters when you're looking to hold the trade. If you have a target and you know you have momentum in your favor, more than likely that target's going to get hit. Now, if you want to hold this for the next hour, this is where now you have to say, okay, where's my stop loss? Okay. So at this point, you can say my stop loss has to be probably holding at 2000, right? If I'm going to take another trade and my stop loss is going to be at 2000. And then, like you said, it's going to go to 2017, 2014, right? So like you have to wait for this hour candle to close now. And now your stops are going to be below 1999. If you're going to take another trade, you can enter at any time here. But what I would wait for is I'd wait for the wick to go down again and then I would have another smaller stop loss, say on the 15 minutes. So right now I could see 15-minute stop loss probably being at like 2002, but I would wait for the new hour candle to drive down, because you know that you're going to have a bit of a move down. And then as soon as it wicks back up, if it does do that, you know that you're going to be taking trades above, say, 2007, because you know you're going to have momentum coming in at 8 a.m.
And yes, TPI 830.
No one was risking 70 pips. I didn't risk any 70 pips at all. My buy stop was sit at 2008. I had no drawdown. It just went to 2009 and closed. Like, this is what I mean. Like, people come on here just to try and antagonize and try and put fault in things. There's no problem with what was done. If you put a buy stop and it hits your TP in 5 seconds, what are you supposed to do? That's how the trade ran.
People are just trying to be like devil's advocates.
Yeah.
But it doesn't make sense. Like,
No.
Why are you being the nonsensical devil's advocate? Why are you defending a nonsensical position? Like, your RR was negative, or
Yeah, it just doesn't make any sense. You could see that on the previous 15-minute candle that closed at from 7:15 to 7:30 finished bullish. Where do you think those orders are going to go? They're just going to fly up, and that's what they did. They went to the high.
exactly what we said. You have to be aware. It's not just about how much you're risking, but your probabilities play.
That's right. Yeah.
Play a huge role. You understand?
Yeah. No one's being defensive, but I mean, when people ask these questions, like, they're looking. When people say things, oh, but yeah, 70 pip stop. No one said that. People said that if you're going to hold the trade, that's where your stop is going to be. But what was the probability of it going up before going down? Right? I could have had a 1 pip stop. Then what? My risk reward was 1 to 10. Right? But but you're not counting that. I'm not counting that. I'm looking, okay, we just had a rejection. Orders have to go somewhere. I'm not looking to have my stop being hit. I'm not looking to be stopped out or have the trade reverse, because we've seen this happen so many times. And I think people have to get out of that mindset that I need to place a stop and I need to have here. It's like sometimes momentum just carries your trade, and you don't have to worry about a stop. The stop, technically speaking, and this is going to get me into a lot of trouble, and I already know this, a stop is to prevent you from blowing your account. It's to prevent from some irrational market movement happening where, like, there's a splash crash and you don't have time to close. So the stop hits. So you're not trading to try and hit your stop. Like, I think a lot of people play stop losses because that's what they're trying to do. They're hoping that their trade hits the stop loss first. It's like,
I was just gonna say that they're hoping, oh yeah, I'd rather hit a smaller stop than a bigger stop, but they're already planning on hitting a stop with like no confidence in the trade. If your plan is to hit a stop, then don't enter the trade. It's like minimum wage. The fucking thing wasn't there to make you profitable. It's there to be as a safety net.
That's
You know
right.
what I mean? The stop loss isn't there to make you profitable. The stop loss is there as a safety net. But if you hit a stop loss or if you hit minimum wage, you don't stick to a minimum wage job, right? You hit your minimum wage job and you try to climb up and get better, and it wasn't there to provide for a family. The minimum wage job was there as a safety net in case you lost everything. Same thing here. Like, this one trade will not provide for your family. And just planning to hit stops just doesn't make sense here.
and truthfully too, like Don was saying earlier, you were saying, is like, you're looking for an upside of like 2017, 2018. But I mean, if you can get 10 or 20 pips with really no risk, and you can see that the market, it doesn't have the ability to drive yet, take it and then just re-enter if you want, because now you're playing with house money. So the people that won the first trade, you can say, okay, I'm going to lock in half of those profits, and now I'm going to risk half, and I can now take another trade once we break above 2007.
Absolutely. And look, we got 4 minutes here and it might close doji like we were expecting.
So I just think people just have to learn a little bit more of the flow of the market to help themselves, because I think a lot of people are trying to, I guess,
Be experts without expert knowledge.
well, it's not even that. It's just they're trying to program this fail-proof system that it's like, okay, if I have a 20 pip take profit, I have a 5 pip stop loss. That is my plan. And it's like sometimes you're going to have a 20 pip take profit with a 10 pip stop loss. Sometimes you're going to have a 10 pip take profit with a 5 pip stop loss. Like it's just going to happen that way. And people are too rigid in their review of stuff. And what happens is, in this perfect example here, it's like, yeah, 10 pips was all I needed because that's what I saw was going to happen. It was going to fill that wick. Right. And then if I want something, I'll reevaluate and see what happens. Like right now, the way this candle finished, I'm not that confident. I have to wait for the new candle to finish, the new hourly candle to drop, and see how that does. And we also have to wait for 8:30 news. Like there's a lot of different ideas that are processing when I'm thinking of a trade. And I look at it this way: if I can get a trade before 8 o'clock and it did what it did, okay, now I can sit back and I can wait for 8:30. I can see how the news impacts. And if we are right in direction and we say, okay, we're going to go to 2017, I know that I can take trades above 2009 all the way up to 2017 if I want. Like I can see that there's a range there. You can see that anything above 2008 is going to be valid all the way up to 2017 because you can see there's a bunch of resistance, like there's a bunch of wicks on the hourly candle. Like you can see that. So it's not that difficult. I think just people have to just understand that sometimes it's going to be a small trade. Sometimes it's going to be a bigger trade, and just take what the market gives you. That's all you're trying to do. So now for the next hour candle here, everybody wants analysis. Okay, so everyone wants free analysis. This is what everyone says: stop talking and talk analysis, because people can't think for themselves. So here we go. We're going to do something where you don't have to think and you can just do what you're doing. Okay, so here's your setup. You're saying to yourself, okay, this candle finishes with indecision, right? So we don't really know which direction we're going to go. What we do, place stops above here and wait. Now, here's the thing. If we see a downside push instantly in the next hour, we know that this is creating some sort of support. We also know that at 8:30, there's going to be news. So the market can be pushing down to allow news to be bad to drive back up. So now what we do is we sit here and wait till 8:30 and we say to ourselves, okay, how is this candle forming? Are we holding this support or are we breaking this resistance? If we are breaking up right now, chances are the news is going to be good and it's going to drive us down. So we know that we can look for a win right in this area here, because you have this whole candle that's very clean. So this is your range. And we know if news is going to be good, we're going to drive right down, right? Now, here's the thing. If the candle's forming and it's going down, chances are news is going to be bad. Inflation is going to be bad. So it's going to start to drive back up. So we know that we can wait for this candle to push past this level here at 8:30. In addition, we can wait for the pullback afterwards once the initial news is processed, and then have that go into our 9:30 New York session, because that's when the equity market is going to absorb those news. And that's when all the headlines are going to come out saying, hey, this is bad. The US economy is this, blah, 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 blah. In addition, Ukraine, Russia tensions, everything's breaking down there. Okay, well, guess what? Now we have fear in the market again. Market will continue to drive. So that's your play for today. That's your story that you're trying to tell yourself today. You're not talking about stop losses. You're not talking about take profit points. You're talking about what is going to happen in the market and how do I prepare accordingly based on the information that is going to be flowing in the next hour and a half. And then you can see, then you look at the charts and you say to yourself, okay, perfect. If this candle starts to move, that means that, you know what, we're going to probably come back into this zone. okay, great. You know what? I'll wait and see what happens at 8:30. Chances are we'll pull back. If we're going to break above, we know that we have this area over here that we're going to tap into. So you know that you have a range right here, and then you have your bigger range right over here. So we know that. Same thing down over here. If we do reject this area over here, we know that you're gonna play into this area here, and then we're gonna play down into this area and eventually fill this candle over here. So those are your two ideas. And then where do you place your stops? Well, once this candle forms, you're gonna place it on above the high, more than likely probably above here because you want to protect yourself. Maybe even a little bit further above because of this area. But then you're gonna say to yourself, well, I have all this downside. And if we're going down, we have a good, what is that, 20 pips to go. So I'll wait. If we're going to the upside, we have a good, 100 pips to the upside at that point from like 2010 to, 2020 to the top of this area over here. So we have 100 pips here. You have about 200 pips here. So you have room to play. And all you're trying to do is grab 10 or 20 pips. You have a lot of room. So just wait. Let the market set up. You have your idea. And it's very, very straightforward. If you trade gold, if you don't trade gold, you shouldn't even be looking at this. If you haven't been trading gold for 6 months or a year, this should be just a viewing. This should be just an observation. You should get used to how gold moves. You shouldn't be trying to time things. You shouldn't be saying, well, what if the news is bad? What if the news is good? You should just be watching that. A lot of pairs that you're going to trade for a full year, you should be just watching how different high impact news events impact trading like your pair. You shouldn't be trying to attempt these ideas. But if you've been trading for a while, you can now say, hey, I've seen this happen a couple of times. I know what possibly could happen again. I'm going to take advantage of that.
Did you lose that gold buy? What?
What?
I'm so confused. Where are people coming from?
It was on stream. The entry,
It's on
the stop
stream.
loss, the TP, the analysis, like the
We took
breakdown.
profit and then we hit break even. Whoever said, well, if you're risking 70 pips and taking profit at 10, what kind of sense does that make? I mean, I don't know. We were up 20 and then it went to drawdown of 20. Why do you have to be an asshole and go into drawdown after being up 20 pips? That doesn't make sense in my head. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
We took what the market gave us. We used logical levels to close out positions, and if you didn't close out positions, didn't take partials, and let yourself sit through drawdown and uncertainty, that is a big reason why you're losing, because you don't want uncertainty in your trading, right? Why are you okay with sitting through uncertainty, and then as soon as positions go into profit, people are so eager to close them, but you'll fucking ride out 50, 60 pips in drawdown. I mean, it's fine, I guess, to each their own, right? But I don't think it's smart to be up, not secure positions, and then let yourself also lose a position. And
Yeah, I never
not just
understood
not
that
secure
either.
positions, but be up the amount that you like to be up and the amount that you like to close, and still not close. How egotistical can you be? And then you ask us, like, what kind of sense does that make? I don't know, because what kind of sense does it make to be in profit and go? I mean, to have, to have profits on the table and not collect any, and then lose. That doesn't make sense in my head.
It doesn't make sense because we're retail traders. That's the problem. We're retail traders, and people are trying to trade like a bank or an institution. Like it's incredible that from the knowledge that is built and the evolution of trading and the technology, the data that we have, the groups that are built, that people still use archaic ways of managing their trade. Like they still haven't figured out that this is all computer driven. This is all algorithmic driven.
Algorithms, that's right, yeah.
And that sometimes you're just gonna get a push, and the only trade that you're gonna have is that one trade for 10 or 20 pips. And the rest of the day it's gonna range. And that would have been the most optimal trade idea for the day if you're looking to trade every single day. And it's weird because people they still want to use these things that were built in the 1970s and 1980s. Oh, well, you're supposed to risk 1% per trade. You're supposed to have a positive risk reward. There's instances where it's just not possible to have a positive risk reward because, yeah, sometimes you go into a 20 pip drawdown and there's only a 10 pip upside and it goes to the 10 pip upside and that's it, you're out. Or there's times where you take a trade and it goes 20 pips in profit, you move your stop to break even and it stops you out. That's just a trade. Like, these are just facts of market execution. And the majority of people that talk about trading and talk about all these rules, they're not executing on a daily basis, nor do they have the track record or the experience to comment constantly on this. They're just giving you a signal. They're giving you a signal where they show you a trading view chart and they're like, yeah, well, like you're just going to place your stop in this red zone and this green zone is going to be your profit. And oh, we hit take profit 3. And it's like, were you in the trade for that long? Were you sitting there watching the trade develop when it pulls back into break even, when it starts to reverse on you? Like, you're just saying, oh, I'm just going to hold my trade. I don't care. It's very, very tough when you're in the market to say you don't care about the position. You shouldn't care when you have your plan. I agree. But when you're 20, 30 pips in profit, that's a pretty good trade. Especially in these market conditions where everything's choppy, where any sort of economic event or fundamental event shifts the market. You saw what happened. We talked about it on, I think it was the beginning of the week when gold hit 2070. What did I say? It's going to rip through that weekly zone. And as soon as it rips through it, it's going to reverse hard. And what did it do? In 5 minutes, it dropped 200 pips. Like, you're telling me that we're supposed to hold the trade now to 2080? No, it just ripped 200 pips to the downside in a 5-minute candle. Like, these are market conditions. If you didn't get out at 2030 or 2040, yeah, you got screwed because now we're at like 2004. It's just, I think a lot of people have to just, and I keep saying this until it gets nauseating, just remove the ego. Stop trying to put yourself in a box where this is the only way you're supposed to trade and everybody else is wrong and this is how you're doing it. And if you're not doing it this way, you don't know what you're doing and you're gambling. It's like everything about the market is a gamble. It's how you manage that gamble.
And then they say 20, 30 pips trade is not enough if you have a small account. It's like, what does that even mean? Like if you can't exercise the same process on a smaller account, you're not gonna be able to exercise on a bigger account. It makes no difference.
Yeah, and if you have a smaller account, well, maybe there's a problem with the fact that you don't have money. It has nothing to do with your trading ability. 1% is 1%. But if you, like you said, if you can't grow an account from $500 to $1,000, you're not cut out to trade because you're allowing outside influences to impact your trading because you're saying to yourself, I need money. Trading isn't going to make you money. Getting a job and capital and building capital to fund your account is going to get you where you need to be. And taking a funding challenge is going to result in the exact same problem. You're going to spend $700 and you're going to get a $100,000 account to trade. You don't have the skill. It doesn't matter if you're trading a $100,000 account or a $500 account. It's the skill in managing the trade, in taking positions, in doing what you're doing. Eventually, that $100,000 account, you'll blow it. You will. Because you'll say, oh, well, Ted, if I had a $100,000 account, all I need to do is make, 1% a day, and that's $1,000. Okay, but what happens when you lose 3 or 4%? Now you've lost $4,000 or $5,000. Now you're behind. Now you got to make money again. And now you have a bad day, you lose another 2%. Now you're down $10,000 from your $100,000 account. So now what? You haven't profited anything. Right? And this is what people approach it as.
People don't approach it as risk managers or as fund managers. They approach the markets as a lottery ticket.
Yeah.
It's not. It's a very long class in I guess in self-discovery.
Trading is a very hard way to make easy money.
Yeah, I say it all the time.
It is. It is. And people don't understand that is there's going to be some days where a break even trade, that's going to be your best trade.
Yep.
And there's going to be some days where you get 60, 70 pips. But you have to have the same emotional balance on both sides. You have to be able to say to yourself, okay, well, today's trade was only 10 pips. Cool. All right, boring day. Got to come back tomorrow. Some days it's like, ooh, you get a good chunk.
And if anyone's telling you otherwise, look at their track record. Like most people lending an opinion are people without a proven track record.
Mhm.
And that's what leads them to actually lend an opinion. Most people with a track record will not lend an opinion unless they deem it valuable to somebody, or they're not going to call things out.
Oh yeah, and the other thing is too, people that actually trade the market every day, they don't have time to criticize
Yes.
other people's trading because we know how hard it is. Like you guys sit here on the stream, you guys call out trades. I had the same idea. I just had a different entry point and stop loss, or sorry, take profit point. And it was just like, that was my idea too. I had the exact same idea. That's all I could get. I saw what was happening in the market. I saw we weren't really getting momentum, and we're not going to have momentum until 8:30 with CPI. I know that because I've experienced this time and time again with high impact news. The market ranges until 8:30. We know that, like it's a proven fact. But if you can squeak out a win, I have enough experience to manage my position to this point. I had my chart marked out. I knew exactly where I was going. Okay, I can squeak out a win there. I've just done it. I have more experience, but I'm not going to criticize somebody else for not taking the trade or be like, well, like what, you couldn't do it. Well, like, how come you didn't know where your stop was supposed to be? It's like, well, no, you don't have enough experience to take these positions. So you have to wait for your setup to match with your experience level.
Knowledge guided by experience. That's right.
Man, I love it. I say you don't gotta say anything.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just good because I find that your user base is there's a lot of people here that are very, very fresh.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like
Moldable.
Yeah, you know what? If you sort of teach them the right thing from the beginning, where it's like, remove the ego. This is going to take a very long time for you to be successful, or maybe you won't be successful at all. I think people will feel better about coming here every day. If you realize that this is going to be hard work over the next 2, 3, 4 years, you'll either leave or you'll stay and you'll grind it out. But if you leave, you won't leave with a bad taste in your mouth because nobody told you that trading was going to be easy, that you were going to make all this money instantly, that someone was trying to sell you something. It's just at this point, what you would say is, hey, I like what Don does. I want to learn more. I want to work with him. I'm going to take his course, or I'm going to take Wix Don't Lie course, or whoever's course I'm going to take. But I'm going to go in there with a very objective idea that I'm going to try this. If it's not for me, I'm not blaming someone else. I'm just realizing that trading is not for me. I have to figure out another way to earn income, another I guess, future hobby or industry to be in. I just have to work at that. And this is the kind of attitude you need when you come into trading. It's not, this person's going to save my life. Get the savior attitude out of your system. No one's going to save you but yourself. But if you want to learn, there's many people that can teach and give you information, but at the end of the day, it's going to be up to you on how you apply that information and your level of dedication. And not, I'm on the charts 12 hours a day. I'm constantly learning. I'm constantly back testing. That's not what I mean. It means when the going gets tough, do you sit back and evaluate why it was tough, or do you sit there and get emotional? Oh, I just had a losing day. This is horrible. Or do you say, okay, I took a loss today. What was my rationale for taking a loss? How can I prevent this? Can I come in tomorrow with a clear mind and redo this and do it again for the next day? Can I take a loss for 2 weeks in a row, manage my risk, not get emotional about it, because this money I know is money that I have to release, and I have to basically say to myself, this is lost money. As soon as you put money into a trading account, you have to assume that it's gone. You just have to. That's just the way that you have to think. And then you have to say to yourself, okay, this is my journey for the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years. I have to sit here and I have to take the highs and the lows. I have to take the wins and the losses. I'm going to know that there's going to be days where the market's not going to give me what I want. There's going to be days where I'm going to take a losing trade. And there's days that I'm going to break even. And there's going to be days I'm going to get 30 or 40 pips. And I have to remain stoic throughout every single part of those days. If you can say that to yourself honestly, you'll have a potential future with trading. But if you're going to say, hey, man, I need the money. I don't have a job right now. My job sucks. I need to pay bills. I'm in debt. This is going to help me. I need to get somewhere. I need to tell all my friends about how good I'm trading. I need to be able to post stuff on Instagram so that I can start my own mentorship soon. Like if you're thinking in that direction, you're already going to fail. And that is the tough part about this industry, is you get led down a path of this is your only be all end all to living life, because you just finished school, you just had a crappy job, and you're like, hey, if I can become good at this, I don't have to work. I'm going to get a Lambo. I'm going to be great. And it's like, that's not reality.
I think you're right about the fresh factor of our audience too. Like we discussed it earlier. There are a lot of people here like didn't have to go through what we went through. Didn't have to go through the EMA crossings and the fib lows and the stochastics and the RSIs. like you ever seen that movie, the Boiler Room? Where he comes into to the job and Ben Affleck's like, we don't fucking hire traders. We train new ones. Yeah, it's the same thing here. We don't get traders in our audience. We, for the most part, train new ones. So a lot of people are oblivious to the concepts of indicators and what they all do, which is good, which puts them ahead of the game, and lets them avoid a lot of foolish concepts. But yeah, there's less nonsense because of that, because there's no questions like, oh, why didn't you wait for the 61.8 or something like that? Yeah, the demographics here are much.
Yeah, and the best thing that you can do is just tell the story. That's it. Just tell your story. Every day you come to the market and say, what's the story of the market today, and how can I take advantage of that story? That's it.
Are you taking more positions? Yeah, but it's gonna be. I'm looking at 9 a.m. probably. I'm gonna wait for his 4 count close to have news at 9:30. So that should take up the next 15 minutes till 4 to 5, and then 4 to 5 is the last 15 of the forward candle. And you want to see how this 4 count closes there. You can close bearish or bullish. It depends on how CPI really comes out. I'll say though, if it does come up like negative and we do push up on gold and we stay above these levels, then yeah, 9 a.m. 9:30, you're gonna see that push towards our target at 2020, 2017. But it depends on how this count closes there. Like we really gotta close above here. If we close below, then you might see it just pop back into this range here and come back down. And basically what Ted said earlier, for those levels. But yeah, like right now, probably no positions. But there should be more later, chat. Like, don't trip.
Yeah, I mean, if you missed the 8:30 idea, just come in and take a look at 9:30, and you'll probably have most of the idea for your trade between letting the market set up between 9:30 and 10 a.m. and then 10 a.m. taking positions.
Yeah, CPI. Be aware, chat. Like take positions down. You have 8 minutes till CPI here. Just be aware.
It's interesting that it's dropping right now.
They said they were expecting good numbers, weren't they?
Yeah, but the problem is, I think what's with all the instability in the market, I think that's going to be a bit of an adjustment at this point. I don't know how I don't know how they can say that the numbers are going to be good when there's been problems like just with the cost of goods, and like wheat just flew off the charts right now because of the war, like all the sanctions. So I really think that the numbers are going to be pretty bad. But the issue is, you have the fact that it might be priced in because everybody's expecting bad numbers, so it gets priced in, and that screws you over, because then you're like, well, the news was good, why did it go up, right?
See a bunch of
And it's-
whipsaws.
yeah, exactly, because there's a struggle with the dissection of the news of like, okay, well, if CPI, the number comes in good, is that really an indicator that the economy is doing well, considering all the other economic events that are going on right now? Because what they'll say is, they'll say, okay, well, February was good, but it was only good to a certain extent. And I think with the issue with the war towards the end of the month, I think that might sort of push everything into a negative direction. So I think you may find at 9:30 there'll be a bigger digestion of the news, and that's where the equity market will probably take over gold. And if the confidence there is inflation is going to continue to go up, and there's not really any Fed intervention, then I think you'll see gold start to rise a bit.
So, do you ever question the validity of those of the numbers released?
Yeah, because there was a couple of times I think I talked about that too, where like they adjusted the numbers at the last minute so that the numbers would automatically be good. I think one of the NFPs, the numbers drastically changed, and it was like, okay, so if NFP was anything above 200, it was going to be good, and that doesn't mean that's good. There's like the numbers suck.
It's manipulated, right?
Yeah,
So
exactly.
I've been having a hard time, putting my trust into the numbers that I believe are manipulated, especially with the current U.S. administration.
Yeah. So I mean, like as it's moving right now, like I can see gold in the last 5 minutes before 8:30, we've dipped down.
For that
a lot
work.
of times it'll probably fill this little level here at 1997 or a little bit further down, and then pull back up at like 8:45. I think that's sort of the challenge at this point, because I look at it this way: why would the institutions be pushing price down right now if CPI was going to be great? Like, why wouldn't you drive it up to like 2011 into that zone, like 2011, 2012 on the hourly, and then drive down at that point? Unless the high is 2007 for today, like that's the high for today. So, I mean, that's the tough part. Like, that's the challenge I always have, is situations like this where the high was already created like at 7 a.m. And I'm confused by that. Like that'll get me a lot of the times, where I'll look and I'll be like, why is news going down right now? Like, it's going to be good. Like, why are we dropping right now? But then you realize it's like everyone priced themselves in it, at the high at 7 a.m. Right. And now this is just the continuation of that move. And now the rest of the day we go bearish. But for the most part, I've noticed that if we're dropping now, it'll be a quick drop, and then it'll be a flip to the upside. But this is the advantage. You can sit here and wait and watch.
Got some popcorn.
Yeah. Yeah, and if it does drop, I mean, hey, you can take a quick 10, 20 pips, but I mean, I would rather wait to see the dust settle and then get like the good move.
The volume. Take advantage of it. Yeah. No chat. No blast and stuff. That's for me.
Yeah, like, I mean, technically speaking, buy stops above 2007, once this candle flips on the hourly, that'll be a huge buy signal, because then what you'll say to yourself is 7 a.m. was a breather candle, and 8 a.m. was the candle that grabbed all the liquidity to go up, right? Because what you'll see afterwards is you'll see effectively this, right? So that your chart will look like this at this point. It'll be like this was your bullish move, this was a fake out, and then this move now drives up into this area, and that's how that candle will look. So like if you come back here in 2 hours from now, you'd be like, hey, wasn't this candle bearish when I saw it? And it's like it's totally flipped and gone the other way at that point. And this was your indicator that the candle was going to go bullish, because this was just a breather. It was like orders being collected for 8:30 or the 8 a.m. candle to continue to drive up. But I mean, once again, if you break this support here, you got easy, clean moves right to here. So you got opportunity. Let's put it that way. I wouldn't be too concerned as a trader if I'm going to take more entries. You have both sides mapped out easy today.
Any comment, GJ? Just rough here. We said it earlier. It's in a rough area, very tough area, and then like looking at the daily, like I know everyone's looking for buys right now. The day has no top wick here. It's gonna be tough for us to push up. The probability of it going up now is a lot lower. I'll say my best bet here today is wait for sells below 152, 235. Like I'm just gonna avoid this range. It's just a very messy range, and I think sells below here will be a lot cleaner, coming down towards like 151, 800.
Been waiting for those sells for a couple of days.
Yeah. Yeah, who's that who enters cells and that was in drawdown for a couple hours? Who's that?
Yeah, I don't know if you saw Savage's story. Daniel Savage. He was like, what the fuck, DJ? And then like 10 hours later, I look and there's another story and he's still in that trade. I'm like, oh, brother.
He's probably still in. Like, it's barely moved since.
Probably still in.
Barely
like, he
moved.
hasn't moved since then. Oh, no, he was in that range below where you have cells below. Yeah, he was over there.
That was
funny. It's like, is this shit gonna move? And then it like, you see the story 15 hours ago, and then you see the story 2 hours ago, and it's like, GJ, what the fuck? I was like, damn, 12 hours, you're still in there.
I remember the last time I took like a trade like that long. Like majority of my trades now, like maybe 4 or 5 minutes, an hour max, you know?
I haven't had to pay a swap fee in a couple of years.
Swap fees. Yeah. When I first started, when I first started, just like kind of one position, just let it run throughout the week. It was rough times. Rough times. I don't want to be back.
All right, we got less than a minute.
Yeah.
Let's wait for the 4 hour to close here. We're not gonna do nothing probably till the 4 hours close.
Yeah. Same with me. Gonna see how this plays out here and just take advantage of the direction after, because I don't really know where price is gonna go now. You can go right away with news.
I can tell you this, we won't be guessing.
Yep.
There will be absolutely zero guesswork here today.
There's never guesswork. Let's see. Oh, unemployment claims too. Couple folders. Come on, mix probably. All right.
And none of these news will trump what happens in the war.
What you can do here is, oh, sorry, go on.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm pretty sure the war is the main driving factor here. Everything else is just little pullbacks or ranges, even with this news. Might be a little pullback for the main driving factor, which would be the war.
What you could do is like mark this up as support here. Like this is a support that's been respected here. The first hourly close above it, and then you can say that okay, once this 1 hour count breaks the highs here, it should be good. This news here. I mean, how do numbers come?
I have mine at resistance. So it's a little higher, right at resistance.
Yeah, good, bad. This is like a mix. Yeah, 0.8 at their 0.5, of course, CPI, and then unemployment claims came out negative. Oh, there's a news candle.
What's awesome about this? We don't trade news.
Yeah. Like, wait for this 1 hour candle to close now. It's like, okay, if we close below, then you can probably expect to drive further down. But if you close above and respecting the support, you can probably expect it to drive up. Like, there won't be any sells for me today until you break probably like, I don't know. Like, I might not even take sells till you break like 974. I'm not really looking for sells in this area. I'm be avoiding that. But you know the data bias today is bearish, Wix? I forgot. The initial bias today was bearish.
We had range twos.
I guess sells do make sense since the initial bias is bearish. Like you break the lows, you have this clean range here.
If we get a closure below there, but
The forward candle here.
we had range two breakout here.
Yeah, like I think like wait for this forward candle close, and this candle closure will determine where we're gonna go. The next forward candle, if it closes below, we're gonna reject and just kind of hover in this range, coming back down to like 1995, 1985, and then if we close above, like it's just gonna drive up. This is clean traffic.
Below, it'll just be a wick, and it'll be respecting that resistance. And on the higher time frame, I mean on the smaller time frames, it'll be a fake out to come back down.
Yeah.
That's if we close below, but I highly doubt it.
That 30 here just kind of respect that support as well. These three candles all respect the support here. So this candle becomes a very strong support here. I say you get a 30-minute closure above this resistance or within this range here. The next 30 is gonna rip. Is gonna drive up. But you need that support form now.
I need a closure above the candle body on the 1 hour of the.
Yeah, about 2005. Yeah.
Yeah, but right there, yeah, because you see to the left, that's a resistance on the hourly on the higher time frame.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure people had boxes and stop stops. I mean, nothing activated at this point. Well, not much for news.
Selling gold right now, full margin, risking 50% of my account. No, you're selling gold right now, full margin, which would mean you're risking 100% of your account.
You don't trade news? No, I never do. I never do. I just kind of stay out and I just take advantage of the volume after. Like I see how numbers come out and then I just hop on a wave. I'll hop on a wave. That's usually what I do. So like you see me like every time we get flows at 8:30, like I'm usually off until 9:15, 9:30 for positions. Because that hourly candle, that forward candle will close and it will show you more of a direction, right? That news can drive anyway. Up, down, left, right. Yeah. You should get something. You should get more volume at 9:30. It's NYC, especially with the way forward count is closing here. Be patient though, guys. It's a win-win candle. Like either way, like whatever you close on this forward candle, it'll show you more of the direction. Because look, if you close below here, it'll be doing what the candle to the left did, right? There's a resistance here. It closes below. What do these candles do? Reject. It's gonna drive down to bottom of the range here. You have that range go down. That's like 200 pips, right? And then you close above, you're gonna probably drive up towards 2020. You have another $20 move on gold. So either way, like it's a win-win. You get straight direction either way, and a lot of ranges. And the day bias is bearish too, so taking sells are fine. Below those levels. That's my plan. Drawdown.
My body's in drawdown. It's in red right now.
Don, add a column in the Excel sheet, up and uptrend or downtrend or against trend. It's just trades taken, you know. It's just trades taken. Like I guess you can watch the recap, like the stream. Like there's a link here. You can click on the stream and just watch the beginning of the stream and how I find my bias and my zones. You can do that. $300 pips.
You tweaking. Is he smoking weed? Who's he? Don's definitely not smoking weed.
So I was surprised he took the gold Asian entry yesterday, that 1 hour candle on the forward candle. Which one? Which one? What did I take yesterday? It was around. Oh, these ones down here. The 9 a.m. candle, right? This one right here. Yeah, I got 10 pips and I got break even. Like these sells down here. This thing came down 30 pips. I got 10 of that, and then the rest just hit break even. I try to leave runners coming down towards next day target, but just break even hit, and then we just reversed. Yeah. It was the it was this. It was basically just this. It was at the time it looked like this. You can cover this up over here and say, well, this kind of closed, right? And it closed where? Closed below the support. So I was expecting the next candle to drive down towards the next range, which is at like 1968. We came down towards like 1972 and just rejected.
Yeah, we still took profits.
Yeah, we took 10 pips and that was it.
Yeah.
Solid day. 20 pips.
I really thought we were gonna run in the Asian session all the way to 61.
Yeah. I guess there's that minor support there. I wasn't aware of it right here. 1970. Oh, you might get that 1 hour closure here. Or you might run up before.
No, we won't.
It's a 1 hour starter play. It's the same position from earlier. It's just a little higher. Same exact entry.
You looking at the 5-minute candles. The 5-minute candle is holding support at 2002.
Yeah.
So if we hold there, you can start to form your 15-minute candle to start to drive, and then potentially your next 15-minute candle will pull back into this range between 2007 and 2002, and then drive up past 2007, and that'll be the move.
That'll be 9 a.m., wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yep. And then that forward count would just drive too.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Here we go. Here we go. Yeah, I'm not even considering a position until this hourly closes.
Yeah, you need this hourly close to break above the previous hour. So
2005.
Well above 2007 at least. And that's what I was saying, that this candle is sort of printing what we just had, the idea I had earlier, which was if CPI is a bust or the news was a bust, which we saw, there's really no market change in structure, so that we should continue bullish. And that's where this candle now is starting to take off a bit.
Right, otherwise we would have dropped by now, right?
Yeah.
If we break the previous candle high, I mean, there's nowhere to go. And that's all clean range. Look to the left. There's just no traffic.
Yeah, you should go straight up with that.
Boss about 2010. Now I'm moving for the hourly candle here. It's gonna be the hourly play. 9 a.m. candle, new forward candle, right? It's the last 15. We're approaching the last 15 of this forward candle. So this forward candle got to pull back somewhere, right? And it's gonna create a top wick. So it's got to be around this range here. So that's why I'm waiting for this forward candle to just close.
The goal, like, you just had the news explosion, right? So let the uncertainty, like this air, this fucking explosion bubble, let it all clear out, unclear air to just, blow away, and then you're gonna have clarity once the hourly closes.
Exactly, that's exactly
physical,
it.
tangible, established clarity. Yeah, and then if it does what we're expecting it to do, then we'll obviously act on it.
Yeah, so you'll see that this hourly candle, the next hourly candle could pull back right back into 2002.
Yep.
So don't really play off this hourly candle as, hey, now we're just going to take buys. The idea, once again, is you're going to probably have another pullback before we actually get the move to the upside, if we are going to the upside. But you can see what's happening now. This is another thing that you can use to your advantage, is you can say to yourself, okay, well, I see that there was a little bit of a support created here. I can see that this wick has come up a little bit here after the news. So chances are, now what I can start to do is I can start to map out my zone, and I can say to myself, okay, this area here is probably going to be my zone. So what I have to wait for is I have to wait for price to leave this area to then drive up, and then I'm looking at my next zone probably up over here, but I have to be aware that there's a competing or a big confliction right over here in the immediate section. So there is a possibility that if we do drive up, this candle will drive up here and then wick down right away. And then essentially what happens is now this area becomes my new support, and I have to wait for candles to drive back into here to drive up, and then my buys go above this area because I miss my buys going above this area because we don't technically return back. So that is how I would plan this out if I was going to take more positions, because I know that if we have bullish momentum, obviously our targets are up here, but I know that there's going to be a zone that we're going to have to, or a support below this zone that I've marked out here to drive us further up. It's not going to be just one candle like this 9 or 8 o'clock candle is just going to go straight here. There's not enough momentum. So it's going to be a staggered approach. So that's how I would anticipate trading that if I was going to look at opportunity.
CPI could impact next 1 hourly candle. No, the CPI is affecting this candle, which the closure of this candle will affect the next 1 hourly candle. Yes. Just, I mean, it's price action. That's why we're waiting on this to close. This candle, this 8 a.m. candle should provide clarity and should provide volume and direction technically. Once it closes and we know which way volume and direction are headed.
It's kind of what we said earlier today, like when the stream started off the
9 a.m.
rip.
candle should be a breeze.
Yeah, we said how like the 9 a.m. candle should determine the direction after CPI comes out. Like if you're not like very familiar with news, you can just wait for numbers to come out, see how they come out, and then just take advantage of the volume afterwards. Price action just goes along with it, right? 60 minutes here, guys. Just be patient.
Technical analysis. Just be aware that you always need catalysts to move the market. You need things that create volume for market to fly or to drown. So there will be catalysts and things will drive the market. Let's just be prepared for when it happens. Map up our zones, have our targets, and know what entries would be, and in which case also know when to back off. In which case will we avoid an entry? People to get lost, get so zoned out and boxed in, and looking for this entry that regardless of what happens, that could throw it off. That's it. You're in that box. You're zoned in, and just get out of the box. When in doubt, zoom out. I had a friend say that before, and just take yourself out of the position and evaluate. See if there's anything that can go against you, anything that's threatening your breakdown. Don't just lock yourself into one thing. You don't want to be boxed in. You always want to have off ramps. You want to have things mapped out, planned out. And once you have things planned out, it gets rid of the impulses. It gets rid of the emotional trading. You don't want to be impulsive just because you see a candle tick. One price ticks one way or another way.
Then you're like, should I enter here?
No, sure. Oh my God, it's going against me. I gotta close. The next thing you know, it's already in profit, and you just close. Now you enter again, and then it goes back to drawdown. You're like, fuck. Like you want to. Don't be manipulated by the markets. Be in control. And the only way to be in control is to be confident. Confidence comes with, knowledge, experience, and mapping things out, using your previous place to your advantage, writing down your stats, your everything, really breaking down every trading, all the trading that you do. Once you're done with it, really break down what you did, why you won, why you lost, what were the catalysts. Because these are things you should all be taking advantage of next time around. And if there's something you can't take advantage of, you don't see, boom, back off. Yeah. You're a winner. You backed off. You figured out when to step back. Like I said before, stepping back is just as important as attacking. Knowing when to step back is just as important. So.
If you're having trouble trading today's candle, it's okay because look down here. Like it's the same shit that's happened I think last week. Same exact thing. You had like this breakout. This is a breakout, and then you had this bearish candle close, right? It's like, okay, well, everyone's expecting price to drop down, And then today is like, if depending on how we close today, if we close bullish, tomorrow should give you a better direction. Tomorrow should give you that bullish direction to drive back up. If we do close bullish within this range here, because now you can say, well, this support down here like kind of acts as a support, and you can expect the next daily candle to just drive back up to retest the highs. And that's only if we don't drive up today towards the top of the range here, because again, price has to confirm support somewhere, right? So if this is your support, we close today bullish, tomorrow should be a pretty easy day as well. Should be if anything an easier day than today. Very similar to last Friday and Thursday. This is the exact same thing that happened.
Other fundamentals are priced in. That's why it's affecting it that much. If you're aware of fundamentals that are priced in, just be aware that you should be seeing them reflected in the market. You should be seeing them reflected in price action.
If people are talking about sort of the news, right? Like the number one question with news always comes is, oh, this piece of data was positive. Why is gold going up? Or why this data was negative? Why is gold going down? You have to understand that it's the correlation of how good or how bad the news was. It's not necessarily just, oh, because the number was positive. For news to really shake the market, you have to understand that there has to be something that the market wasn't expecting, right? So you see a lot of the impulsive big moves are when news events were underestimated or they were overestimated. When everybody knows the same information, you're not going to get a reaction in the market. The reactions come when there is a big discrepancy between what was projected and what was actually reported. So keep that in mind, because those are some of the most basic questions that people ask. Why didn't the news impact the market, or this or that, the other thing? And it's like, because you're not understanding the rationale behind what news is projecting into the markets. So just keep that in mind. That's a very simple thing when it comes to news events.
What's the music? Just some copyright free music. It's on chillyhop.com. Yeah. Well, this is that pullback we're talking about, guys. It's 4 hour pullback, right? So it's got a pullback somewhere. It has to create a top wick, right? And this top wick is being created now, and it's gonna be the last 15 of the 4 hour candle. So I say like we gotta close above like 2001 here. Or sorry, no, the 4 candle can close above like 1998, which should be fine. But overall, like I prefer less respect like 2002 or something here, and then later on like 930 probably looking at now 4 positions above 2005, because now like that this candle closes bearish, you're in your closure above this range here, right? So it's either gonna be 915 or 930 candle. It just makes sense in terms of candle structure, and then we drive back up. This is a 930 candle, 915 930, and then this is 930 to 10 a.m. we drive up back up. I'll wait for it. If you guys got impulsive and entered buys, like I know the last couple of minutes there, we warned you guys, right? We warned you guys what was gonna happen. And you'd be in some drawdown right now that you shouldn't be in. Well, we might close below this wall resistance here.
You got 10 minutes, it's a lot of time.
A lot of time go down. I mean, the 1 hour breaking the lows now, so I mean, it looks like we might just might close within the range. Yep, things gonna run down towards like 1992 now, 1994. There's a push, and then the 4 candle would then close back into the range, and we're respecting this range here, right? So look, now look at the 4 hour candle. Like, what's gonna happen within the 4 hour time frame? It's just a range. We're backing it. So where should we go now? Probably the bottom of the range again, right? So 1975. So if you want sells for a day now, what I'll do is I'll wait for this 4 candle to close completely, and then mark execute sells once you break below, I don't know, maybe like 1981, come down towards like 1974-ish levels.
Why not abandon GJ and choose US30 or similar volatile pairs? At least you guaranteed action every day. Just thoughts? Because you're
GJ has been we've been trading GJ for a long time, and like GJ will go through months where it just ranges, and weeks, you know, it's okay. Same thing with gold. Like gold's moving right now, but in a couple months, you know, it's gonna go back to its normal form one day.
you're basing that question on a false premise that you're guaranteed action every day, right? You really are not guaranteed action every day. And if you're coming in with the mindset that you're definitely gonna have a trade, yeah, you're setting yourself up for a loss. Because just like GJ, there will be times when gold will range. Maybe less, but there will be times, and GJ has been something that we've kind of, you know, optimized and figured out and really paid attention to and know how it moves. You're just eager for a trade or eager to have more trades. I mean, they'll come. This is volume times, you know, patience. You get paid to wait. The longer you wait, the better you'll get paid. The less money you'll have taken away from you, the less you'll risk.
I think pairs within cycles, volume low, high, volume center. Yeah, it's basically just this. It's same thing. It's just right here. Range, push, range, push, range, push. Oh, range, change the direction. Range, drive down again, right? It's the same it's the same cycle like every single day. And it's the same cycle on every time frame. The 1 minute, the 5, the 15, the 30, the 1 hour, the 4 hour, the daily, the weekly. The same candles that are printing.
He says that even though he took a trade on GJ yesterday. Yeah, no, I mean, people just want to trade. I mean, it's not eager to trade. I don't know how long he's been trading, but fine, apply this to US30. See if you can master it. Start posting some charts. Get us onto it. You know what I mean? Let us teach us something. I like it when people post charts that haven't played out yet and they actually play out, and then we can discuss like what they saw and it's tough when everyone's just like calling things out, or we should trade this, we should do that.
Yeah.
But drop an idea, you know what I mean? Like dropping gold ideas or like breakdowns of GJ and what we think. Drop an idea on just 30. Initiate the talk, you know. Point out something we don't see.
Yeah, you guys got those gold stars. Congrats. I mean, target got tapped, right? We came down towards this minor support, so at that level, like, you should be out. That's where you take profit. That's your TP. You're approaching the last like 5 minutes of the hourly candle, right? If you want to catch a little pullback on 4 hour candle, then yeah, that was the move. And now you just wait for the 4 hour candle to close.
So truthfully, if you're looking at positions, I like the idea that, you know, we had a huge rejection into that zone at looks like 1991 all the way back up. So that's actually really good, because what you can do is now you have a clear definition of where your positions would be above and below your target. So I'm still comfortable with the idea that we can take positions above this area here. Even more comfortable with the fact that there's a rejection getting pulled back. So what's essentially happened is the next candle now is basically grabbing more liquidity to potentially go up. But if we don't move that way, we know that we're going to make another wick. And as long as we don't break this wick, so what I'm looking for is I'm looking for a candle to go up. And as long as we don't break this high, then that's what you're going to see at the end. So this is actually really good. So if you're trading gold, you have a really good setup. You're basically saying, this is my zone. I don't want to break that zone. And I want to fill this wick here. So providing that this candle closes bearish, the next candle could possibly come back into this zone and then continue to drive down. And then we fill this candle over here, basically having a mirror of this candle. So that's how you can play both sides. And on the opposite sides, you can say, okay, if we don't complete and go down, once we start to push up into this area here, we're going to break above this high and then we're going back up to here. So now there's no excuse for you not to get a profitable trade at this point.
Oh,
Hey.
tier 1.
Hey.
Thank you. Tier 1 for 3 months.
Oh, so and we're bearish on the day.
Daily.
So this would be a fake out
Range
back.
1. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. Daily count. So daily count create a top wick, right? And if we start to flip bearish again, I mean, there's a high chance this day is gonna drive down again towards
down. Yeah.
the 4 count respects that resistance. And then yeah, it makes a lot of sense. It's still a range 1 overall.
Yeah.
There's resistance
On the higher
here.
time frame, yeah.
And then your next support is gonna be down here. There's your next target down at like 1982.
This closure is important here in 2 minutes. This is
Yeah, this 4 count is important. Just look left, guys. Like every time we rejected this resistance, what happened? Every time we closed below, what happened? Right?
came back down.
Price respected it and just came back down to the bottom of the range. Makes a lot of sense. And then yeah, the range going down is like 140 pips. So yeah, earlier, selling gold full margin, risking 3% to make 200% at cost 6 pips on that 1 minute candle. Nice. 650%. You push P, pushing pips. And it sells for gold. We just discussed it. We just discussed ourselves. we just spent.
And people are trolling.
No man, people are here playing Fortnite on one screen and they have our stream on mute until I say, "Yo, I'm taking
Like
by," until the RR goes on the screen. Oh,
Say
we're
that
in
all the
position.
time. People fucking bitch and moan about fucking, making a bag and then wake up and turn on a PlayStation. It's fucking crazy. Well, why?
You should count your break-even trades and your win as well. Well, break-even is break-even. I don't know. I just call them for break-even. Otherwise, man, we'll be up quite a bit because we hit break-even quite a bit. Imbalance. Man, I remember that. I remember imbalance phase. You ever went through that, Rickstein? The imbalance stage?
I'm partially imbalanced right now.
Man, I remember imbalance. And then one day I'm like, wait, imbalance is just this is clean traffic. So that was. It's like people said how this is imbalance, I think. It was like, okay, well you have these levels here and then you break below these levels or you should come down to fill these ranges. And it's like it's just clean traffic looking left. And it's, I don't know.
PTSD. I get PTSD having these discussions. I start panicking. I need a doctor. Imbalance.
Here's my thing, chat. If we could come up now, create a top wick somewhere at 2002, and then re-break the lows now at 1996, you should come down to Phil's wick at 1991, and then drop further down to fill the rest of the range.
Gonna close here.
Yeah, but it's gonna be it's a new forward counter here, so
Look at the 4.
yeah.
So
Like look, that forward counter just reject that resistance there. That wick here just came up, tapped that resistance. So if we flip, we can look to drive. It's a bullish candle and a forward candle, but it's closing below that resistance here. So I'm not sure how big of a top wick you need. Yeah, that'd be so clean.
hourly's really clean. I don't see a reason for it not to fill this wick down. That's at least what, 20 pips.
50 pips.
Holy shit.
And then the
How much is this top wick?
over
25.
the top wick is 21. Over range is like 13 or 130.
What's the previous candle?
I have no positions, chat. I was looking to see the top wick at like 2001 or 2000 here. So I have no self stops. But if you guys, are interested in, go ahead. Do what you gotta do.
Yeah,
Oh,
the
wait.
previous candle is like 140 pips, and like the way I would play this, I would need a really
Yeah.
steep top wick, and then the rebreak of the current candle low, and I can't have this happen. I want to, you know what? No, I want a bullish candle here, respecting resistance. That's what I want. And then if we break,
You
if we
always
form a
want
small,
that.
if we form a small support here with the bullish candle close on a smaller time frame, then we break it on the next candle, sort of
Yeah.
like a celery play. I would probably consider taking that. We'll have better stops.
Yeah. Forward candle for GJ break resistance here soon. It's at the forward candle close at resistance here. I'll stay out. I would stay out here. There's no bias here, right? You didn't close above. You closed right at resistance here. We're rejecting that level there. So daily candle as well also has no top wick. At any given point, we can just reject the drop down. I'll wait for sells below 152. This range here is like 100 or 70 pips here. I would stay out. Yeah, not Ted. Wixon loves that's formed. It makes sense. Like the 15 form support closest bullish here. It's gonna be 915, 930, and then you have the hourly candle at 930 push down the NYC opening, flipping again, right? And it breaks that support on 1530 as a start play. Makes sense. This is what I'm expecting price to do though. Should do something like this. And if it doesn't drive down, it flips bullish, then you can say that the forward candle is gonna fill that wick and it's just gonna break these highs to drive. But it's not until you actually break these highs where this idea becomes invalid, right? So until then, sells are still valid here. Now I don't really like the deal of back testing or or using a simulator every day. It's just it takes a lot of brain power, and if you're sitting on a simulator for hours, a couple hours a day, it gets very draining. And at that point, like, because they say how you can only make 1 or 2 decisions a day, and if you're on a simulator, you're making tons of decisions within an hour period, right? And so you get a bit impulsive, and it's not really doesn't really do anything for you. Yeah, daily be flipping too. 1991. That'll be the break the lows.
Give me a bullish candle. I want a bullish candle establishing some kind of support and a break of support.
What you can do is you can have like sell stops here and break out lows and use the current kind of highs if you're not comfortable with the current top wick. But you might miss on this 50 pip range going down. You're missing on 40 pips here, but you're taking it with the break out lows, which is the Dave count flip.
You're staying out?
No, yeah, I'm waiting for that top wick. I want to see 2002 get tapped. 2001 levels and then have sell stops.
Yeah, right, because it's the new 4 hour.
Yeah.
Gonna make a steeper top wick.
And if it drives, it drives.
Already at 20. This is a 20 pip wick.
It's rejecting that resistance though. Like there's a 4 resistance here, so like if it flips here, it drives. It drives. Like I wouldn't be in anything. Just gonna wait. I'll miss that one out.
It's higher. A more northern top wick.
Northern.
A more northern wick.
What made you call it starter play? It's because organic traders. It's organic traders. We just name plays after veggies. No big reason.
Right.
Also kind of troll the big boys. The big institutional traders, the non-retail traders.
The order block guys.
The order block guys, yeah.
The trading with the banks guys.
What's the name of the playlist? It's chilihop.com. Some free copyright-free music website.
Gonna go. Is it gonna go? Is it gonna go? Is it gonna go?
Yeah, your stops are pretty tight here. 30.
Steeper wick. Steeper wick. Let's get this going. Get this chat going. Yeah, maybe like the top of this previous candle's body.
Yeah.
Like right there, yeah. People are like, why are you wishing for a bigger top wick? What you mean what's on my head? Hair.
The whack off method.
The whack off, man.
Twitter community, yeah, it's very toxic.
Or every community's toxic, though. That's why you just have to use social media just for entertainment. Like anybody who looks at social media and is like, "Hey, I need to, learn from this." You're not. It's all toxic validation. It's basically, it's very toxic for a lot of people. They can't control themselves on it.
Who cares? You know, that's about what social media say.
Yeah.
Yeah. Social media gets to a lot of people's heads.
It does. It's scary though. Like people, it just feels that they're in a bad spot, and then they come onto social media just to try and validate themselves.
Yeah, I think you were talking about that
Yeah.
on what's that podcast again you were on? Who those guys that have the summit?
Oh, the chart addicts.
Oh yeah, you talk about that on the podcast,
Yeah.
or whatever.
It's Ted always held hostage. It's always a dark room and voice. Well, no, I don't have my camera on, and I actually am in a big room. No, I don't
That's
live
why
in a
the echo
box. I don't live in a box.
You can get the new mic yet?
Yeah, this is no. You know what happened? I realized on my headset there is a button that if you push it, it takes away your mic, and it wasn't pushed in. It was like open. So I was like, oh, that's why it didn't work.
So is this your mic right now?
Yeah.
It sounds like the webcam mic still though.
No, it's this is the right mic.
Oh.
It's just the way that the
Maybe it isn't.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, that's better. Oh, I didn't realize that. I thought it was on the other one.
Everyone's like,
Shit,
you're in
so-
a toaster.
My bad. Well, yeah, I was. I mean, I'm in a big room, so I would assume that it was. But yeah, no. Okay, so sorry, I didn't. I thought it defaulted to my mic, but it defaulted to the last one I used. My bad.
That's better.
Thanks for the heads up.
Yeah, I did my analysis.
Sounds like, wow, that is Ted. So now someone is sure that it's Ted. Yeah, like that made a difference. Wow, that is Ted.
All right.
It's not fucking moving. Look at these last 5 minutes.
Yeah. It's kind of respecting this support here for now. This 15 here. So it might just close bullish in 4 minutes here. And then
Perfect.
we got to survive one more 15. And then
Perfecto.
I mean, I'm guessing this will happen. If it closes bullish here, the next 15 will just pop up. And then it'll tap that resistance. And then at 9:30, we can come down on the flip of the 1 hour candle. Weekend. Tomorrow's Friday. Still got 1 day left.
Oh yeah, like the stream. I keep forgetting to like the stream. I always like it at the end.
You won't be here tomorrow? Oh, all right. Have a good weekend, TT. Man, yo, you saw that video? Oh, you sent me it, right? That Gary V video?
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, I sent you that.
So funny. Actually hilarious. So I was on the 5. Wait for the 15. You can wait for the 15, or you can just play self stops if you wanna, you know, have self stops below this current candle, and then the current candle has your stops. I'm just waiting for a bigger top wick. That's it. If I miss the move, I missed the move. I'm okay with that. I want my things to align.
Why are people so in a hurry to trade?
Because they're not used to the volume, right? This is like the first time they might have seen this type of volume on gold, and they're trying to catch every single piece.
Patience, patience.
Like, that's your trade right there. That's all you have to wait for. That's it. This is like, trading is, from this perspective, is so easy because nobody's forcing you to do anything, and you have all the time in the world just to do the most optimal idea. You can just literally sit here all day and say, as soon as this candle flips bearish, it's going to go to here, and that's my trade. And if it doesn't, then I have no trade. This could be your whole idea for the entire day. You could literally sit here and be like, I'm just waiting for this one idea. And if it doesn't happen, that's it. You didn't lose any money. All you lost was time. And what did that time teach you? Well, this trade was not valid. Why wasn't it valid? Oh, I guess this zone here was being respected on the higher time frame to go up. Okay, I know for next time. Come back tomorrow. Like, it's so straightforward. Like, I don't understand why people overcomplicate things.
Yeah, you just map up ideas and you wait. Like this morning, like we did a breakdown like at 6:40, and then we waited till like 7 a.m., 7:30, and we got positions, and then that's it. Next idea.
Self stops.
Yeah, self stops, and the break is low now at 1985. Yeah, there's the topic I wanted. So if we can come down, break that low, should be good.
85. I got 1995.24.
Or 1995, yeah, sorry. 1995, 324, 193. Yeah, it's gonna be rebreak the lows.
Stops will be current candle highs, which we shouldn't come back.
Yeah, current candle highs. So right now it's gonna be roughly like 40 pips, 50 pips. TP's down here for like 120. This wick fill, I'm probably gonna close partials, maybe 75% again, and try to let this trade run towards like 1882, because like look at the forward candle, right? As we're closing back bearish in it, I'm expecting this forward candle just to come down to the bottom of the range now. So I'm gonna temper runners here again, but gonna take partials on the way there. That's the deal. That's the plan.
And keep in mind, if we go above 2010,
Indeed.
you have all the way you have 2000 or above 2007. You probably go all the way up to 2017.
Yep.
So you have both options again. This day has been a perfect scenario where it's just like there isn't really a specific idea, but you have two of them, and you could just wait to see which one activates first. Because these are the best types of days where it's like you haven't taken a trade yet, really. We have, but I mean, if you haven't done anything yet, it's like you can sit back and wait, and there's probably going to be a massive move to the upside or the downside. So you have now opportunity to catch everything without being frustrated that you were stuck in this range between like 2002 to 2007.
Plus, whichever way it breaks, it should drive, right? Because you'll be in NYSC now in the next 15-minute candle, after the next 15-minute candle.
Like if it breaks above 2008, you have an easy move to 2017.
100 pips.
Yeah. First, if you go 2008 to 2011, that'll be your first move. And then after that, 2011 to 2017. And you can see that mapped out on the higher time frame.
Don't jump the gun, Chad. It's gotta happen. It's gotta close there.
Yeah, just sit back and wait. This is great. Like you can see everything happening, and you don't have to do anything.
This 5 minute has no bottom wick here. Should flip bearish. If it does, it would probably just activate us on the break.
100 pip stops.
Yeah. you can use current 15.
But if we, like, here's the thing, if this flips right now, after collecting all these orders up here and rejecting off 2005 here, if now it flips, breaks its own low, like, it's gonna fill the previous wick. It's gonna drive down.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah, like as long as it doesn't break 2009.
And here's the thing, you can start to put sell stops in at 2002 because now you're above 2004. And if you're anticipating that, then you know that it's going to start to drive down, or even at 2000. You can put sell stops in. And then the question is like, oh, do I need a stop loss? No, because at that point you've caught the wick forming to push the candle down into your range. So now if you want to get aggressive, you can say, okay, I'm going to put a sell stop at 1999. And I know that we're going to flip down to 1991, and that's an 80 pip drop. And chances are you're not going to need a stop because you're going to be in the momentum of the trade at that point.
Makes sense.
Yeah, it'll be a 15-minute flip.
Yep.
If you're expecting to flip.
But it's gotta happen.
Yeah.
The flip, you have to see the flip happen. You can't just.
Yeah. So you can place it now, and if the flip doesn't happen, you just delete it.
Yeah, I got mine on the break of the current 1 hour candle, break of the low. Just, I don't need to be so aggressive. We already want to trade. And I think if we take it at the break of the low, that's just more confirmation that now we have the 1 hour flip, and like, it's just, I think, overall, a higher probability trade once the 1 hour flips completely.
Yeah, you just have to use logic. The last 3 hourly candles, now this is the 3rd hourly candle, is breaking into that zone and rejecting that zone. So if we are indeed rejecting that zone, then you know exactly what's going to be happening, that we're going to have to go to the downside, right? So what you can do is your sell stop very conservative over here, or if you want, aggressive over here. But be aware that, now your stop loss is going to be over here, and you could technically get stopped out if it does wick back up to here and then drive down again. But if you look at the way the hourly candle's printing, look at all these rejections, and this is the last rejection now in this area. If we are going down, you have an easy trade because you know this candle's going to flip and just bust right over to here. So it's your choice how aggressive you want to be. This is the most conservative approach because that means you have a huge upper wick and the candle's flipped officially. This is more aggressive because you're anticipating us going down there, but your stop is always going to be over here. And with the candle still bullish, there is a high probability you could get stopped out.
Yeah.
So you have to determine what level of risk tolerance you want or how aggressive you want to be with this trade. Personally, if I had no money in my account and I had a small account, this is my trade here. If I have a big account and I'm a cowboy, this is my trade up here. Those are your two options. This is, this here is your the cowboy entry, and this is your I see everything entry. That's it.
Chat saying, I want a cowboy entry.
Yeah, everyone wants a cowboy entry. Take the cowboy entry, and then your stops are literally above here. There's your cowboy entry, or your stop is above here, saying, I hope we don't go back up. Sure, go for it. This is your safe entry right over here.
It's gonna be a quick push on a breakout of those. How's the 5 look? 5 is still staying above it, below this resistance here. Still respecting here. Count should flip.
And the other thing too is this hourly candle may range, and it might be the next hourly candle.
which we wouldn't mind. This would be a kind of a small support established and then a break of support.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. Drive it down too. This is interesting.
So I'm going for the our substance here because I took that trade earlier. So took one Asian, one New York. So this is just kind of not taking any cowboy here.
You're not taking an entry here?
No, I am taking the 1 hour low.
Yeah.
Of course, I'm taking
There's
an
no
entry
need
here.
to be a cowboy. Like, you made your funds. Like, there's no need to add on
Yeah.
unnecessary risk after already, you know, doing the job, doing the work.
Yeah, once it flips, it's gonna be whoop straight down. $1982 is your target, chat. That's my target. 1982. We're taking partials at around like 1991 here. I'm just gonna put it here just in case. It's a quick move. This is my plan.
Crazy. If you like map out 10 pips on gold, it's like barely moving. Like, such a small percentage of a candle. It's like a tenth of a candle.
Mm-hmm.
It's fucking
3 months ago, it was a bit different.
way different.
3 months ago, this is 10 pips. This top wick right here.
Yeah.
It's
Like
gonna
100 pips now.
it's gonna go back to its time eventually.
The 60 pip top wick. If you're getting a top wick of 60 pips, how far you think it's gonna drive? I mean, that's on the 15. Sorry, on the 1 hour, this would be Jesus. This is a 90 pip top wick, 85. You know, if you take the flip instead of the break of the lows, that's 10 pips.
Really? Yeah, try to adjust. Like, you just gotta adjust. It's the same price action as like 3 months ago. It's just different ranges now. It's just different. It's just different volume times now, right? Equals bigger ranges. So like, yeah, 3 months ago, this would have been maybe, you know, 10 pips, 20 pips for stops, but now it's 100 pips. He's gotta adapt and adjust. It's his markets. How you gonna manage risk? Well, stops for me are gonna be 100 pips here. I don't know. Depends on this 15. I guess it's 15 here. Once we close in 4 minutes here, depending on how we close, it's gonna obviously, if it closes below here and it starts to activate our sell stops, what I'll do is I'll use that high to manage risk. So maybe I'll close half if it breaks the highs, or close full if it breaks that current high. But probably off the 15, yeah. If this 30-minute candle closes above 2004, I'm just gonna delete the sell stops.
Yeah, those cowboy trades got activated. The thing opened up with no bottom wick, came down. Need a bottom wick. A little bit of drawdown. That's why you're a cowboy.
Oh, yeah.
It's all right.
Did it
Yeah,
activate? I
as
don't think it
long as-
activated, did it?
Yeah, it came down, made a bottom wick,
Oh.
but it's all right as long as they have proper stops. And when they ask how are you gonna manage risk, we're gonna risk less than 2 or 3% of our account. And that's how you manage it. This way, if you take the whole loss, which we're not going to, you haven't really set yourself behind days, weeks, months. I mean, maybe like a trade behind.
Yep. There goes the GG rejection. Forward kind of reject that resistance, right? He wanted it to the left. So now it's going to make its way down towards 152.235 here. And should make its way down pretty nicely.
I mean, even the Cowboys here are, the Cowboy entries are, you guys are technically still, I guess ahead. It flipped, so maybe you're in drawdown, but probability wise, I think that you're ahead until it breaks that high at 2007. Once it does that, then you are behind.
Finished.
Finito la comedia.
Ted, you got season tickets for Vancouver or no?
Oh, there's no sports in Vancouver.
Canucks.
That's hockey.
You don't like hockey?
He
No.
said that's not a sport.
Oh no, I don't like hockey. Actually, I actually got tickets. Funny enough, last night for the Canucks game on Friday. That's my first hockey game I'm going to in the city here. So we'll see how that goes.
Need the Grizzlies to come back.
Yeah, they're playing Washington, so it should be good.
Oh, you seen Ovechkin?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Obi.
Yeah, it's just something to do.
I went to one last week.
He's third all time since yesterday, right? He scored a couple of goals yesterday. Now
Yeah.
he's third all time.
Yeah, so I'll do that, and then when I go back to Toronto, I'll catch a Raptor game. So I got season tickets there. So
Nice.
it's easier to for me to fly out to LA to watch like a Laker game. Makes more sense than to fly across the country to watch Raptors.
We go. You got 30 seconds right now until NYC.
Why I see
This is gonna close bullish on the 30.
respecting that resistance. Same thing here. Like it closed last time. It closed bullish respecting.
It's exactly what we asked for when the 4-hour closed. But we wanted a bullish closure on a smaller time frame. This way, if we break this support that we just formed, we're gonna drive nowhere but down. There we go, top wick. If this 30 is broken, that's basically the celery play to come down. And it would fall in line with the higher time frames where we just made, this was just a pullback for the
1 hour candle.
for the NYSE open to drive. But hey, we're not in, so if it doesn't happen, we have no risk here.
If it breaks like 2005, I'm just gonna delete sell stops.
Mm-hmm.
And then wait for more buys later or something. If it breaks, chat. If
The way it formed, the way it respected the resistance here, it closed bullish, but it didn't close bullish, above resistance. So I think we're gonna drive down, respect it, but we'll see. The good thing about this,
entry.
we have only one indicator that we need, and that's our eyes, right? Our eyes can tell the story. Just wait for
it. I'll check your charts later, chat. Kind of locked in here.
that later is going to be in like 30 seconds. All right, deleting buy stops. Let's check this.
Yep, broke the highs.
Of what? 30? Current hourly?
Broke current hourly highs.
Let it break
Technically,
previous
it's
hourly
still
highs.
valid until it breaks like 20 to the 9. Yeah.
Let it break previous hourly highs until then.
All right. It's just your thing is a little big after.
My thing is always big, before and after.
Hmm.
GJ closed. Can drive down.
I know. The GG was, what you could have done was like, if you seen this as a resistance here and you needed to get another top wick, you could just place your stop slightly above and take a sell off the top of this candle because it had nowhere to go. It's just at resistance, right? And you could just take the sell back down to fill the range.
Yeah, that's not my play. I wouldn't do that.
That's cow
Could've done
winner.
that.
Cowboys lost their horses. Damn. Maybe we can use like a smaller stop later. Once it actually flips. Chat, it's still valid. It hasn't broken the 1 hour highs yet. 1 hour high is all the way up here. Until it actually breaks the high, this thing can flip at any given time, right? It's a 1 hour candle. So the whole idea here is you close back into the range. As long as you respect the previous 1 hour candle high, this thing should flip and fill a wick. Right? Simple as that. It's just stops. That's the issue. That's the question. We're gonna place them. How you gonna place them?
So this wasn't the Ezekiel Elliott Cowboys. This was the Tony Romo Cowboys here.
That's the new wording now for the chat. Cowboy entry. It's no more McLaren entry. It's gonna be called cowboy entry.
Yeah, get on your horse and ride the entry.
We used to call it McLaren entry.
Oh yeah.
On the McLaren traders.
The 61.8 fib retracement entries. Could call them McLaren entries.
Where our stops are gonna be this current 1 hour high. So it's going on 1 hour time frame and see where the high is. As long as it doesn't break this high, it's a valid drive down. So this once it flips, you'll have a high. So Grant X is funny. Grant's the
He's the only one
funniest
here that
jokes.
gets away with this shit here. I think he used to be like very sus when he came in.
Let's see.
Brokeback Mountain. There you go. GJ flipped and drove down. See? Shit.
Yeah, it looks like this 1 hour counts is just filled. The 4 counts to fill the wick here, and it's just gonna break the highs to the 9. If it does, if it breaks the high chat to the 9, that will be a clean range to go into 2017. Like there's literally nowhere else to go if you break the high. Looking left, it's just all clean traffic here.
I let it happen.
This third can still flip.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's why cowboy entries, you have one of those things where it'll work out. If it works out, it's really good. If not, you gotta suffer.
And the consequences.
Yep.
Yeehaw! I'd rather right now maybe not drive down all the way, but give us some better closures so we can get some better stops. I don't know if I'm completely in tune with a 115 pip stop.
What's your target? 79?
1979.2.1. I can't wait for this to flip to tell Marcos we're in a trade with a 115 pip stop.
Marcus in Europe chilling.
Oh yeah, he's fucking hitting TP right now.
He's at the where is he going? The Liverpool
London?
game? No, what game is he going to? Arsenal?
Oh yeah, he's going to the soccer game.
The Arsenal
I don't
game.
know. Yeah, I think Arsenal was his team.
Yeehaw.
Hard as fuck to get those tickets.
Yeah, I saw Shimmy Shimmy. Wixon sent it to me. He sent me the where is it?
Yeah, I sent it to you yesterday. I sent it to Marcos. Marcos was dying laughing. He wrote back.
Now is these 5 or 6 comedians that fully impersonate me.
You need to focus on patience. I just want to be happy. Don't you want to be happy?
What's so much fucking time? Now, my favorite thing right now is these 5 or 6 comedians that fully impersonate me.
You need to focus on patience. I just want to be happy. Don't you want to be happy?
What's so much fucking time? No, it's fine. Shit
No, it's
is
fine.
so funny. The one guy, when he added the I bite my nails. When he added that, I was like, these fuckers are so good. The cliche go-to, if you're gonna impersonate me, is 80-year-old person comes up to me and I'm like, how old are you? 80. You got fucking time. And it's funny. And it's funny. I get it. It makes me laugh. You know what's banana shit though? I believe it so much you couldn't imagine. I'm flattered. When they're
Fuck. Just funny, man.
We got to make a cut version of yesterday's stream. Day before yesterday. Marcos was going off. He actually does them pretty good.
Yeah, cause he watches Gary Vee every single day. Yeah.
Who's gonna drive?
Yeah. What try if it drives? You delete your self stops and you're yeah, we'll look for buys above. As simple as that. You have 100 pit range going up, 100 pit range going down. Which way is it gonna go? Spreads are a little wild. What a waste of money.
What?
sounds like Arsenal game, such a waste of money. Man, I went to the least game the other day. We got slapped 5-1 to LA. No, it's LA. Fuck, so bad.
That's what they should do. They should just refund people money when they lose.
Yeah, how's your New York? Yeah, how much are Florida tickets to a hockey game?
Cheap.
Like how much? I remember back then it was like $20.
Yeah, something like that.
Holy shit. I don't think anymore though, because like they're first in the whole like league.
I don't know, but I was there last year and it was cheap. I mean, not last year, 2 years, right before the pandemic. And honestly, it's always a home game for the visiting team. I haven't been to a single game where there's more Florida fans than there are of the visiting team. Now, granted, it's always been the Rangers, but there's always more Ranger fans in Florida than there are Florida fans.
How much are the tickets tonight? I might go to Arizona.
What fucking Arizona? Oh, they're visiting.
Yeah.
So you're not flying to Arizona.
Nope. Not watching hockey game in Arizona.
Yeah, when you come here, we're going to the AAA. Oh, it's not even the AAA anymore. Change the name.
Austin Matthews is from Arizona. I doubt anyone in chat watches hockey. Everyone here watches soccer.
I think we're doing a DVS floor seats game.
Don't get a box.
Right. For the DVS, anyone in Miami, whoever's in Miami, join us in the box. I hate soccer.
I love the way we trade. There's no hoping or guessing. Very structured. Maybe not the best number 1 entry in the world, but we're the best at coming second. Hey, I like that. We're the best at coming second place. Yeah. Funny, the other day I got DM. I told you guys, like, I got DM saying, "Yo, Don, like, you don't know how to trade. Like, you like, the markets are moved by algos, and like, you're a retail trader." I'm just like, damn, man.
You're right. You're right.
How was I able to stream for 2 years straight and get away with 1,000 viewers right now? You know, like, they wouldn't be here if that was the case.
And get away with it. I don't know how you get away with it.
Yeah. Oh, my flip here. This thing is flipping now. Okay, the 15-minute is starting to reject that resistance, as you can see. So if we close bearish here at resistance in about a minute and a half here, this next 15 should just fly down. I don't see why not. It should come down and come down towards that support level down there. It never broke the 1 hour highs, right? So it's still valid.
Cowboys 2.0.
There you go. There's your cowboy entries, right? Everyone was all worried because they didn't realize, like, this is the emotional aspect, right? It's like, we told you where to place the stops. It's above the hour high. It can go all the way up to that point and then reject.
Yeah.
Never broke.
And people, they still panicked. Like, that's the funny part, like watching the chat panic. Oh, I can't believe this trade's not going my way. I can't. It's like, you knew the consequences of your actions. Like, you shouldn't have had any worries at all. Like, there shouldn't be any point where you're like, oh, I can't believe this. It's like, well, I took a cowboy entry. I was expecting to go down. It didn't go down right away. So I have to wait and see. It's just so funny, the emotional roller coaster people go on, where it's like, you were told exactly what to do. This is your cowboy entry. These are where your stops are going to be. This is your conservative entry if you don't want to have to worry about anything.
And we say it all the time, being behind in a trade doesn't invalidate your trade. Like, if you're behind in money, it doesn't mean you're behind percentage wise or, probability wise.
Yep.
Until certain parameters are met, till certain highs are broken, certain lows are broken.
Yeah, it's just funny. I just love watching the chat because I'm sitting here going, well, you can see if we were going to move up, we would have already had a stronger push. I didn't want to say that, but there would have been a massive push to the upside already. But since there isn't, there's probably a higher probability to the downside. The only thing I can see happening is if the next hour candle breaks down and then drives back up. But I think a lot of people should not have taken cowboy entries because they weren't willing to accept the fact that they could hit stop loss within 5 seconds.
Yeah, like if that was going to hit stops, it would have ripped off.
Yeah. But I think people just need to take the conservative entry. It's slower, it's less risk, and yeah, if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen.
It's more forgiving.
Yeah.
Just like GJ is. GJ is a lot more forgiving than gold if you're wrong. So I tell people to watch gold, but if you're trading, trade the currency pair. When they start.
I just always have a good laugh when people they take trades and they don't know why they're taking them.
Chad, I think what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna delete them because it's the last 15 of this hourly candle, and I'm gonna wait for the hourly candle to close. Because yeah, you really need this hourly candle to really close below this resistance now. If it does close below, then the next hourly candle should just reject to drive down and leave that 1 hour break at a low entry. And if it doesn't, if it closes above, then you're expecting this candle to just fly up towards the 2017 mark, especially if it closes above 2005 here, 2006 here. So at this point, it's best to just cancel the orders and wait for this candle to close. in 13 minutes here. All right.
Still didn't break the highs.
Yep. I saw 1773. 1773? You didn't put a stop loss? I mean, if you held on until now, you might as well hold on forever. 1773. That's February 22nd. Damn. I think it might have been 1883 or something. 1993.
Swap fees would be more than the trade.
There's no shot. And maybe holding till 2000 for 773. You might as well hold forever.
He's investing on MT5.
Someone say that?
No, I said that.
Oh, that's funny.
A long-term investment on MT5.
Uncle Ted just got the 100 cancel stops on his broker.
I wish I could see all that. I just sit there. I that would be probably entertaining for me if I sat here and I just looked at
live
all
streams.
that stuff.
See how you can manipulate people's behavior.
Just watch people just be stupid.
The ultimate poker.
So
Yeah.
wait, so what can you see?
Nothing.
Nothing.
I have the aggregator, so I can see liquidity. So I have that available, like usually on my side, like I have my liquidity open, because if we need more margin or we need to move funds, right? Because when people are doing withdrawals and stuff, so I'll get, like our big clients, I'll get requests. So we have to move funds from the margin account, which is where trades take place, back into the trust account, right? So we have to move funds back and forth. So there's only a couple people in the organization that are, for security purposes, that are allowed to move large amounts of money around. So I'm one of them, along with someone else, just so that withdrawals can be done in a timely fashion, things like that. So it's more just the liquidity. So I can see when like there's big spikes in like activity, like during news events, like people are trading because liquidity moves. Like, you know, people are either winning a lot or losing a lot, right?
Mm-hmm.
Your aggregator is basically, for the broker, it's basically everybody's accounts pooled together. So this is where the fallacy comes in for the internet. I can't see where the orders are. All I can see is that there's groups of liquidity for like GJ, for gold, but I can't see your stops. I can't see that you know, that there's like a stop at 1703 or 1905, and we should just close that out so everyone's positions get lost, because all you see is an aggregated amount of liquidity. So I see that there's 10 million contracts for gold right now, or 20 million contracts for gold. I don't even see lot sizes. All I see is just contract sizes, because that's how you trade FX. You trade FX with contract sizes. On MetaTrader, you trade it in lot sizes. But if you switch it to volume, right? So you see your volume where it says like 10 lots, you can then switch that over. So if you right click and you say volumes, instead you go into amounts, that's what I see. I see, like, you know, instead of like a 10 lot trade, I'll see like $1,000 contract.
Yeah.
So you see all that grouped together. So there could be one person trading a 10 lot trade, or there could be 10 people trading a single lot trade. Like, there's all these different things. I don't see stops. I don't see when you entered the market either. Like, we don't see any of that stuff. All I see is basically volume. So I know that if there's more volume, if there's more margin needed, then we go to our LP and say, okay, you know what, we need more margin. And that's usually because there's been an influx of deposits. So we know that if margin's being used, we then have a whole influx of deposits in our trust account. We move the money from our trust account into margin so that you're able to trade. Now, the fallacy again is there's a A book and a B book, that B book brokers are only doing 500 to 1 leverage because prime brokers only offer 100 to 1. That is accurate. Prime brokers offer 100 to 1, but you as an organization give the credit for the additional margin for your client, right? So say for example,
Does that come from like a really nice slush fund? Or
yeah, that comes from our slush fund. So we offer the leverage because we ponied up the money, but we'll never lose that money, right? Because say for example, you have a $500 account and you're doing 500 to 1. So basically you have $2,500 worth of margin. Once you lose your $500, I don't lose anything more, right? So if I put up the additional 2,000 for you to trade 500 to 1, once you blow your $500 account, I don't lose $200. The $200 just stops. Or sorry, the $2,000 just stops. Like that's the fallacy that people don't understand about how brokerages work. Brokerages that are big, like my brokerage and other brokerages, we put up funds to allow you to trade on the higher leverage because you're borrowing our money. But we can never lose that money because you're depositing $500. You're getting a $500 account, but we're giving you an extra $2,000 in margin from our own pocket. But if you lose $500, we don't lose the 2,000. It just goes back into the margin because it's like, yeah.
People fail to understand that you're doing that because you have a slush fund. You have that slush fund because you're a successful brokerage, not because you're scamming people. Now you have a slush fund, right? It's because the brokerage itself has actually been so successful enough that it's built up a slush fund.
That's right. Yeah.
That you're able to offer MT5, that you're able to offer such quick response times.
And then people are saying here, there's like, oh, you can go look at the MetaTrader manager. I don't have access to that because it's a conflict of interest. If I'm trading on the brokerage, I can't have access to data where I can then review what people are doing. It's a conflict of interest. And I've said that from day one. I don't have access to that. My team has access to that. So if people message me and they'll say on DM, they'll be like, hey, this happened to my account. I'll always say message support, or I'll say, give me your account number. And then I ping my support team and they respond to it right away because obviously we're all online all the time. So if I send a message to my support team, they're like, yeah, right away, because it's coming from me, right? So that's where people get like instant work, instant help from me because they're just working away on projects and different like, customer service issues, things like that. But if I ping them, they know it's like, hey, we got to do it right away because Ted said so. Yeah. If you're regulated, you can't trade on your own platform because then you can C-book. What am I C-booking? Like, I don't understand all this stuff. Like,
no, you understand it. They don't quite understand it.
It's like all these people that have never run a brokerage before always try and tell me how brokerages are run, and I'm sort of like, I just sort of laugh about that because it's like, you guys have never run a brokerage. Like, there's it's a lot more than just these A books and B books and, oh, you're hedging against this trader, you're doing this. Like, that's like the least of my concerns. Like, my biggest concern right now as a brokerage is getting the best liquidity at the best price so that my costs are always the best costs so I can make the most profits. It has nothing to do with you trading. I don't give a shit what people, sorry, like, I don't want the stream to get canceled, but I don't care what people do on my brokerage. You win, you lose, great. I don't care. I care about how much volume's coming in. So I make sure that, we do incentives once in a while for the brokerage so people can make, trading challenges, things like that. So there's incentives for people to trade. I don't do any deposit bonuses because that's account churning. If I do a bonus, it's a free and clear bonus. You get the money, do whatever you want with it. I don't care. You want to withdraw it because that's part of our expenses. We do that as a marketing expense. People want to say, how do you pay tax on brokerage? Yeah, marketing expense. Hey, I gave away $50,000. It's an expense. Here you go, marketing.
What, season tickets?
Yeah.
For my clients.
Yeah, but that's what I mean, right? It's like people don't understand. It's like, yeah, and then they're like, well, of course you're going to give away money because you make a lot of money. Yeah, of course. It helps the ecosystem. If I can fund people's accounts with the commissions that people have paid over the last, say, 2 months. If I give away, say I give away 300,000 or 200,000, like the last giveaway, I think we gave away 50,000. That was like maybe like 3 days of trading on commissions. So I gave away 3 days of profits to help a whole bunch of people go back into the market to trade again, build their accounts. Because here's the thing, and this is the reason why I come on these live streams and I talk with people, is the more profitable you are as a trader, the bigger accounts you're going to grow, the more positions you're going to add, the bigger lot sizes you're going to trade, and the more commissions I'm going to make. So there's always an advantage here. It's a win-win situation. If you have $1 million account and you're blowing through 100 lot trades every single day, you're basically doing $700 commissions every single time you trade. That's huge money for me. So of course I want you to win. If you lose, you leave my brokerage and then I have no more customers. You know, like it's just
why is anyone in business? You want the businesses that you patron to be successful.
Exactly.
Because you want them to be around. You know what I mean?
That's right.
Here, Ted, I'll give you more money right now. So sell stops in about 2 minutes.
But like that's what people don't understand is people think that brokerages are out to get them. It's like, no, I want you to win, because the more you win, the more I make. Like it's my job right now, like to talk about trades, to give you proper trading. Like you can see now gold is dropping. Everyone's like, hey, we're winning. It's cowboy trade wins. Yeah, great, because now my brokerage wins.
Chad, I'm gonna wait for this minute, this candle close, this outer candle, and then we're gonna play sell stops. All right, I just need this candle to close. I prefer it close bullish here, and then once you break the lows, we'll have sell stops, and we can use a current kind of high. So it might be lower than the original stop loss. It might be like 6 pips, 70 pips, or it might just flip here and drive. Yeah, I want to close bullish here.
So how does a brokerage even lose money? Brokerages never lose money. Brokerages are cash cows. If you have a huge client base and you're able to build it so that it's sustainable, it's like a casino. Every day the casino people deposit money, withdraw money from a casino. Here it's like you're paying rake. Every time you're taking a trade, it's like a rake. It's like a fee that you're paying. The more people paying fees, it's just keeps generating funds. And then people are like, well, I'm gonna open my own brokerage. It's like, well, okay, you need a client base. You need to manage that client base. You need payment processors. You need liquidity providers. You need good flow. Because see, here's the thing. When you first open a brokerage, all the liquidity providers know you're brand new, and they take advantage of you. And that's the real evil in this industry. It's not the brokerage, it's the liquidity providers, the ones that are getting you the flow for your trades. They're the ones that manipulate spreads. They're the ones that pull out, because you know those big market movements you get when you're trading, those big slips, that's a liquidity provider closing their book down. And that's why the price slips so hard instantly when price is moving in a certain direction. Like with gold as an example, like if gold was to drop like $10 right now in like maybe a 5-minute candle, those are a bunch of liquidity providers closing their books, because they're like, hey, we don't want to take any more of this risk. So it's driving price away, because now there's no more ability for price to be filled. So a lot of times you see people say, oh, the brokerage slipped me, they manipulate a trade. It's the liquidity provider is going in there and they're like, we don't want to play this game anymore, we're not winning. So they pull out of the market, and that shifts the whole market. So if you're in the wrong side of the trade, you get screwed, right? So there's a lot of things like that. You know, and people, you know, when you speak to liquidity providers, they charge the biggest amount of fees up front, because 9 out of 10 brokerages fail in the first year because they don't have enough volume. They don't know how to manage the, you know, the deposits and withdrawals. You know, they don't get clients, things like that. So what ends up happening is they charge you the most amount of fees up front and on a monthly basis, because they know that you may not survive. And then as you get more seasoned, you start to realize there's a lot of spread in their fees. Like I think when I first started, compared to what I'm doing now, I have my fees reduced by about 75%, because I started to realize that they were gaming me, and I didn't know any better because I was new to the brokerage industry. I was like, well, okay, this is what it costs. Okay, I have to pay it. Now I realize, because I know all the players, I know all the big liquidity providers, I know all the reps, I talk to all of them, and I just pit them against each other. I'm like, well, here's the volume we do. What do you want to do for us? No, I can do better. I can go over here and get this. I want spreads for this pair. We trade, my brokerage mainly trades GJ and gold. I want better pricing for flow. This is how many yards we do per month. This is what I want. You don't want me? Okay, fine. I'll go somewhere else. Oh, whoa, hold on a second, Ted. Okay, well, we'll talk to you. Okay, yeah, we can do this. This is a lot. You know, I'm like, you're not, because you know what ends up happening? You guys just get a rebate from your prime broker, which are the banks. You get a rebate because you're giving them flow. Like it's a big game.
Where you placing stop loss? It's gonna be the current kind of high. So wherever this high is right now, it's gonna be this high right here, 4 pips. If it exceeds that, then we're gonna adjust it. But it's gonna be the current kind of high. It's gonna be the 1 hour start replay. This 1 hour candle close looking left. Same thing here did here, right across, close below this range here. Every time it closed below range and it broke the lows, it drove down to where? Came down towards the bottom of the range here. So came down towards 1983, 1983, 1983, right? So that's gonna be a TP, still has to be the current kind of high, and then yeah, should be good. It's better now because we have smarter stops. Won't be 150 pips anymore.
We've been asking for this since 9 a.m. Remember, we wanted a bullish close, weak bullish close, and then the rebreak. Establishing a support and then a rebreak of the support, which would mean we're driving down to the next support. And we're gonna fill this wick.
Yeah, before account will be flipping, breaking out its own low. It's valid. If it doesn't activate, it doesn't activate. We delete them and then call it a day probably. This is the last like opportunity I'll get gold here to drive. Yeah, we'll fill that wick to our left.
Fill the wick, be break even.
Yep. Watch this come up all the way up to 2007 again. And
That's gonna be fun.
It's going to.
I mean, how
It
many
can.
long wicks can it lead? Like, look, and how many times can it just come up there and retest and reject? Eventually, it's got to break, right? It's gonna come up. Like, how many times can you bang against the wall without it breaking? So, I don't want it to do that right now. Let's get a nice steep wick and drive down. And the chances of that happening are much greater now that the 1 hour we've respected that resistance. Yeah.
Yep. 30-minute close bearish, 15 close bear. Like minimum 1991 should get filled, and then from there it's a question where we drive or where we reject, right? At those levels where you gotta ask questions, that's when you want to manage risk. Stops to break even, close partials, whatever you gotta do.
It's coming, Chad. It's coming.
You love scaring chat.
There's absolutely no reason to be stressed out. Just be confident because everything's lining up. The higher time frames are lining up. We're only entering when stuff lines up.
It does.
And I mean, we have a pretty high win rate, so I'm pretty confident. And then
It's nothing different from the last like 40 trades on stream.
and I'm not risking, I'm not trying to become a millionaire on this trade. Like, this isn't going to make or break my life. This is going to just be another step, A step up or a step down doesn't, in the grand scheme of things, it's not going to break you. You gotta be confident if everything that you've analyzed has actually played out, then why wouldn't, like, if your analysis is 100% and if you just analyzed 80% of it correct all the way up until entry, what are the chances that just the remaining 20 is also gonna be correct,
The Cowboys are all chilling. All the cowboy entries are chilling right now.
Yeah, Cowboy entries, they have their feet on the table with the Spurs, like this.
Yeah, except for like the panic in the first like 15 minutes of like the 9:30
30
open.
minutes.
Yeah, before that they were like, YOLO sells. No YOLO sells. It was YOLO sells yesterday, and YOLO sells today. Is you only live many times.
Here it goes. Can we activate? Can we activate? And we are in. Yeah, it's part of it now. So got in positions here, chat. Stop losses are current kind of highs for 49 pips, and TP is roughly down here. So putting my trust into this 1 hour candle here. Shouldn't flip if it wants to drive down after breaking lows. If it does flip, then we'll get stopped out, obviously, and the trade becomes invalid. We'll probably drive up further. But with us breaking the lows there, should be good to continue down now towards the next level of support. Stop loss is like 50 pips. TP is like 100 or something. Once it rebreaks the lows, should be fine to drive. Yeah, I think this is the most logical stop too, because if you break this high here, what's going to happen is you're probably going to drive up towards this range up here. And it's going to create a steeper top wick, right? Because we're putting our trust to the current 1 hour candle, not the previous. It wouldn't make sense putting the previous. It's a bullish candle. This candle is expected to drive up as long as it respects this low, but it broke the low.
Make a steeper wick, but that how steep can that wick be?
Mm-hmm. If you didn't enter yet, or if you didn't have sell stops, you just, I guess at this point you can place sell stops. Yeah, on a rebreak of the lows now. That's the best. That's the best.
Honestly, thought it was running. The way I got slid, there was a lot of volume to.
How much you got slipped by? Not much, right? It's can't be that bad.
5 pips, 6 pips. No, it's not that bad, but just figured.
For the ranges now, it can't be that bad.
It only happens when there's really big volume. Typically, if I get slipped, it goes like 20, 30 pips in my direction before going back.
It's weird. Haven't taken a loss in so long. Kind of just feels
unnatural if it does come, but
yeah.
Part of the
Because it's like the same like trades we've been taking throughout like the last 2 years on stream. Nothing's been different about this trade chat.
Just put your trust in the higher time frames. The higher time frames. Look at this. They've rejected. Rejected 2007. Rejected 2005. And the top wicks are lower and lower. The technicals say we're fine here. We're ahead.
Here goes. Here's the volume. Here's the push. There's the push. There's the push and B.
Fucking
all
push.
Right. Yeah, part around this market.
Is not speaking because it's a sell. Sell's a bad idea. No, I called the sell. I told you what was going to happen. I said the same thing.
He broke down cowboy entries and then he broke down safer entries.
Yeah.
We've been breaking this down since 9 a.m. when we wanted the hourly bullish close.
Yeah, I said both things. I said you could take a cowboy entry when it was starting to break down below. Remember, just don't break the hourly highs. And if you want a conservative entry, you break below the wick. Now you got both.
Should run here. Yep, there's a push. Yeah, chat. So once it taps like 1993.036, tap some minor support there. I'm gonna be moving my stops to break even, and then the rest run. Not yet though. This thing should drive a bit further.
Give me 20 pips.
Yeah, give me 20. Hands on the trigger. And yeah, there we go. All right, chat. Gonna close half my positions here, and then move my stops to break even. You're tapping into these levels here, so just be aware that at these levels you can look to reject. And now it's just risk free or TP for me. All right, simple trade. There shouldn't be anyone worrying at this point. It's risk free. Just sit back, relax, and watch this thing play out, or watch it hit break even. Right? You're preserving capital, and that's it.
At this point, you should have closed most of your trade anyways if you took the initial entry, because that's what, like 20 pips, 30 pips now in profit. So
sit back, relax, and take notes.
Yeah.
As I take tokes of this marijuana smoke.
Straight to that.
Oh.
There it is.
Oh, no. Oh. No.
What'd you do?
I
Oh, don't tell me you closed
I
full.
closed my whole position.
Oh man,
Oh.
is that magic keys?
No, I moved my stop. I thought I was moving my my stop. I moved my TP.
That's all right.
I closed full at 30 pips.
I hope I hit break.
Oh,
I hope I hit break even for you.
That's a sign of, you know, the first world problems. I closed at 30 pips.
No, I was really hoping for a run here. It's not a big deal.
All right.
Shit. I hope it runs for you. I wouldn't even be salty. I really hope this runs for you.
Yeah, I really want a runner. It'd be lovely.
Yeah, this would be dope.
I closed like 75% here at that 1991 mark. So there
Also,
was
like sitting here through the runners and
35
actually being
pips.
part. Feel like I'm part of the action. Yeah.
Watch the one time you run on stream, you hit break even.
I didn't break even. I closed but full.
That was clean. So cowboy entry was a bit scary, but the safer entry just played out a lot cleaner.
Entry.
Yeah.
You see, there should be no stress in a trade. Like you should be confident, and if not confident, you should just be comfortable with what you're in there for. You know,
Yeah.
just there's no need to stress, and just approach tomorrow the same way. One day you'll wake up and you're gonna look at your account and you're gonna be like, "Wow, this
And
fucking
the
works."
cowboy entries. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, nice job.
Yeah, the conservative entries got the wick fill. Once you got the wick fill, you closed. No drawdown.
Yep. You guys can manage risk however you want to manage risk. Close full, close half.
Yeah.
You know, have original stops, whatever you want to do, but everyone does it differently. So as long as you secure profits, that's it.
33 pips.
Yeah. Oh, we break the lows. Should be good.
Yeah.
You re-break these lows. You should be good to 1987. 1987 here. I mean, honestly, why not? Like, every time we Chad, we talked about it earlier. Every time we closed back to this range here, we came down towards like 1983 levels, right? The only thing I'm afraid of here is this 15-minute count is gonna open up, pull back, give that top wick, because look, there's a minor support here, and then we get start to break even, and then it rips down. But I'm okay with that. Just accept it if it happens.
Oh, Marcos is here.
Of course, Michael's there. You caught it?
Hope he caught it. Said the guy going no. I said no to closing it, not to my confidence in the position. I was just pissed I closed. I was very confident.
Why does that always happen to you?
That doesn't always happen to me. It
You and
happened to me
Jimmy.
once. Yeah, it happened to me once before, and that was with the wizard buttons. Oh, we can say with the magic keys.
The wizard
The
button.
wizard button.
Yeah, instead of closing half, I closed full on it. But that was the only time it ever happened to me. Right now, I just this might have worked out good in my
Yeah.
monetarily, but I'd still rather be there with the runner, with the gang. Like at this point, it's for the stream. It's not even for me. Like,
Oh.
we knew what was going to happen here, right? We were going to establish this week's support. We are going to respect 2007 with the wicks, reject, and then once the support was broken, we were going to get the wick fill. It's been discussed, and it wasn't like surprising. It wasn't like, oh my God, the wick whisperers. It's like there was no other way around it. That's what was going to happen.
Hey, chat, if you guys want, you guys could like now, like, I mean, it's not much of a difference. How many pips is this from entry to there? It's like 6 pips. If you want, you can just trade your stops, 6% profit here on a break of this 15 high, because 15 opened up, create a top wick, and if you survive that, I mean, if it doesn't flip again, it should drive it down. But if it does flip, then it's probably hit your break even mark. So if you want to save 6 pips, you can do it right now. Trade your stops and profit. Top of that 15 candle shouldn't flip. That was clean. Ooh. Okay. Can we re-break the lows? You gotta break 1990 here. If it doesn't break 1990, it might flutter in this area. If once it breaks that, it should be clear direction. Next target is 1986, 87. Damn, we still got 900 people here. That's crazy. Appreciate us being here today, chat. It's been a fun day. Simple and fun day.
Interesting. I'm reading the comments. Like people were scary ride. Well, it shouldn't have been a scary ride because you should trust your analysis. So now you go back and you say to yourself, what was I afraid of? Was I afraid of I wasn't confident in my entry? Was I over leveraged? Was I not used to trading that style? Right. So now this is where you dissect your thought process and be like, how can I improve that? I mean, for me, I sort of laughed because you knew that there was going to be a bit of a push up.
Ooh. Pushing. Yeah, this is a pretty simple trade.
Good shit. What do you have running? 25%?
I got 25% running. Yep.
Nice job. Very, very, very solid.
I'm gonna move my TP down up to like 1985 actually. I think that's a safe area. 1986, 1985. You know what? Yeah, it was not close here, guys.
Close it. There's volume.
Yeah.
If it rejects, it's not worth it. The extra
Yeah.
5-10 pips, not worth the 40-50 you could lose.
Yeah, chat. I just close full here, so there it is. There's a trade. Close forward around like 80 pips there, 85. All right. So, congrats, guys.
Nice fucking job.
Good shit. Good stuff.
Wow, those cowboy entries at what were they, like
100
1990?
something. Yeah.
Like 2002, 1998. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
Broken down to the T. I think it's a bigger trade on stream in a while.
Yeah. And the daily flipped as well.
Yep. And now looks like it's gonna
There's
come down.
multiple entries. Somewhere there, if you're part of the grand that was here, you know, somewhere there you had to have caught something.
Damn. Stream alone, chat. Free stream, you know, like, come on. Free stream, free trades, free signals.
8-1.
8-0-1, yeah.
If this was a
TPs.
league, we'd be in first.
Yep. Maybe where we get the entries at? From here to here. TP was A2. Signals caught 120.
Jeez.
Nice. Oh, chat. That's it. That's the day. what do you guys want now? What more do you guys want? Come back tomorrow? Same reap. Oh yeah, Wordle. Let's do Wordle before you leave.
Yeah, block the chat.
Hey, yeah, good stuff, guys. Take your profits and run off. Call it a day. You know, there's no reason to be in the markets right now. Just call it a day and continue move on to tomorrow, tonight during Asian. See how we close on that daily, and then that's it. Pretty simple day. Let's do a Wordle before we leave, though. It's just for fun. All right. I gotta play the sound.
She's a runner, she's a track star.
What's the Yo, give me a word. Ted, give me a word, Ted.
Better than late night.
Oh.
5
what is it?
letters.
Range?
Range. Not a lot of vowels. I'll do it. Okay, not bad. Can be vague, no.
Table.
Next guess is candle. Alright, I was there. Has to be the first letter, right? Label? Oh no.
La blé.
As in the E. Does L could be the third letter too, right? Yeah. Yeah, third letter.
I think it's LVE. ALV is salve. We do that. Salve. No.
Like this?
LV.
Oh,
L. No.
Sav.
Suave.
Okay, S is not there. It has to be an L, LAS, right?
L has yeah, it has to be LA.
Or right? Paste? No, there's no T.
No, the L has to be the first
Oh.
letter. So it has to be LA something.
LAS has to be S. Unless the S is the second last. Lasp?
Laps. LPSE. PSE. LAPSE.
Oh. There's no. Oh wait, yeah. LAPSE. ES. A.
Yeah, like a lapse in
Hey.
judgment. Hey.
Nice.
100% win rate. All right, chat. That's it.
Might be it.
That was a perfect TP too. Wow. Rejected.
Wow, I came right back up.
So now if you want more positions, you're gonna want.
Fucking job.
You probably want like a wick fill here. So wait for a story to close if anything, and then wait for closures below. I want to say below here, below like 1990 here, and then you can take a wick fill coming down below that support. But I think my day is done. There's no way I'm taking that trade today. 1 Asian, 1 New York, or 2 New York. 3 trades today for me. All right. Call it a day, guys. So catch you guys tomorrow morning, 6:30 a.m. Eastern. Have a great day. Thanks for popping by again.
See you tomorrow.
Yeah, much love. Peace out.
See ya.
Peace out. Peace out. Great day, stream. Great day. All right. So what now? Man, how much percent are you up today?
1,000.
It's crazy today, man. Today was a lovely day. Like, too lovely.
I mean, that's what we expected.
Yeah.
What's tomorrow? News?
15%? Oh, nice. Good stuff, chat. Well, looks like we're gonna do that second trade today on the highlights. Catch you guys on
What about the first
Instagram in about 10 minutes. Nah, first one could forget. 30 pips. Fuck, I forget it. We'll do 85 pips.
Yeah, that shit wasn't important. Some outro music. Some soca.
Peace out,
Drums
chat.
got me.
Peace
Me
out.
fired
Peace
up.
out. Have a great day, chat.